qualified borrowers. 1401 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
KHD-KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX-HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
On a Friday, a Halloween Friday, Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m., or should I say Thunder Love. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Kyle is not happy with me because Kyle asked me, are we going to do costumes? Okay? And I wasn't planning on doing a costume. This is a wig that I wear at least every Halloween season, whether I got to go to a trunk or treat with my kid or we actually go to a Halloween party. Everyone's got that go-to thing. This is my go-to thing. So I don't even count this as a costume, Kyle, but that's on me. Okay, I'm just a brother from the 80s, and that's pretty much it.
You didn't want to see the good-looking costume I would have had today. I mean,
you know, if this is a costume to you, I could have texted you. You get in too early. I just said, oh yeah, maybe I'll throw on the good old Jerry curl and go from there.
I actively turned down a costume. Like, my roommate offered me a costume.
But also, Kyle, be your own man.
No, I said we're not doing costumes, so I said thank you for the offer. We're not doing costumes, so I don't need a costume.
But the question should have never been we. The question should have been, there shouldn't have been a question. Hey, Allen, I'm doing a costume. You can do whatever the hell you want.
So what? I'm going to show up dressed here like a minion, and you're going to show up looking normal?
Yeah.
That's going to make sense?
I mean, it's pretty much now, you know, I got the hair, and you could have been in the yellow, and you could have been a minion.
Sure. I mean, I guess I am technically in yellow anyways.
You can run you can run back during a break. I got you.
No,
Chris doesn't go home until 4 p.m. anyway. He's here for 12 hours. Chris can pop in for a segment. But that's on me, Kyle. Look, spiritually, you are dressed up. How about that?
I'm not, though. That's worthless.
Well, you're still young enough. You can go trick-or-treating after the show.
That's fair. I've got my trick-or-treating outfit ready to go.
There you go.
Gonna be my favorite superhero.
Somebody said Allen has got the soul glow. That is a great call. That's right. I got to watch the back of the seat to get the grease on the seat. If you're driving, I got on the Jerry curl wig and some 80s glasses that I got at a music festival about 7 years ago.
You look like Deion Sanders at the draft.
I was Deion Sanders with this wig. I had the whole fit, but it didn't. The rest of the fit, I had the track suit on. I don't know where the track suit is. This was a very lazy end of the road type of deal. So that's on me, Kyle. Spiritually, everybody on the YouTube, Kyle is a minion. When you see Kyle, you see a minion, okay?
I don't like how that sounded.
Kyle is a minion. That's what he wanted to be, and that's what he is. Today on the show, we are discussing the Kings taking on the Bucks. And I watched Bucks Warriors yesterday. It was on. You can't keep up. Just keep flipping through and by the way, this YouTube ESPN thing, apparently that got shut down, so we'll discuss that. I got a birthday party to go to anyway tomorrow, and it doesn't really affect your NFL Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, but it will affect college football, and it will affect Monday Night Football. So we'll discuss what the other options are for you. I'm going to be in the Bay tomorrow for a birthday party, so I'm going to miss all the college football anyway. But yeah, that came down. I got the message at about 9 or 10 p.m. last night. I don't know what YouTube or ESPN wants us to do. They're the billionaires. They can figure it out. So we will break down what this means for your viewing pleasure throughout the weekend and today. I mean, obviously there's stuff going on today. So we're going to discuss the Kings. It won't affect the Kings taking on the Bucks. We're also going to talk about what to do with Maxime Reynaud. Here's a guy that we have not talked about in a while, and A lot of us agree that he didn't look great in that first game, but that doesn't mean you just don't see him again. Once Stockton gets fired up, how much are we going to see him? Should it be a situation where you throw him in the pool and see what can happen, or do you stash him, let him get right, and then go from there? I think that there's not a ton that the national media will give credit to the Kings for doing, but one thing you have to, and it's undeniable, is their G League rank is pretty darn good. The defending champs. Obviously, some of their guys are older, but you got your Keons. I know Isaac Jones didn't spend a ton of time down there, but you got your Keons, you got your Amias Quedas. You got guys that have been around and made a name for themselves coming out of Stockton. Drew Timme is still floating. So, that's something that the Kings can hang their hats on. So is Maxime Reynaud just better slated to be down there for, I think, more of the season than we would think? Let us not forget. I mean, was it even a month ago when everything went down with Keegan and we were having conversations about Maxime Reynaud taking that time? He can't get off the pine. So we're going to talk about his future and what the best way to go about that is. Sac State, got to be careful here, but Sac State, I wanted to have a conversation about Sac State on a Friday as we are, talking college football and how YouTube TV and ESPN can't come to an agreement. I know Sac State is on the local channel a lot of times, but yeah, Sac State is very, very interesting how they're going about things. And I'm huge on brand building. It just interests me, brand building and the way you go about things. There's so many ways to achieve whatever level of success you want nowadays. How Sac State is going about it. Brennan Marion, who Chris Watkins and Jason Ross have been doing a great job with their convos. You can check that out on YouTube, and it's posted on our social media as well. Great job with their convos with Brennan Marion. But he recently gets fined. You had the Luke Wood stuff, President Luke Wood with the Montana Panda situation. Are they going about this thing the right way? And I just want to have a conversation. I know a lot of you are Sac State alum or just fans of Sac State. So we're going to talk about that as well. And as much as I say some of you may care about Sac State, apparently nobody cares about what Zach LaVine is doing as it pertains to other teams. That is what Sam Amick had to say yesterday on the morning show with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. But I don't think that's as negative as it sounds, because we're barely a week into the season, right? Nobody is checking for anyone. Normal teams are still assessing what they need. The Kings are not a normal team. So nobody is checking for anybody right now, unless it's Giannis, unless it's Jokic, unless it's guys that you will make a move for at any point in time. Nobody is checking for that, even that second tier, that third tier of player. So Sam Amick saying nobody is checking for Zach LaVine right now, that's not a surprise, because normal teams are just trying to enjoy the start of their season. Of course, the Kings aren't able to do that. So we'll discuss Zach LaVine and at what point. We talked about it a little bit with Brett Siegel. You can check that out on YouTube. We'll discuss at what point some teams might be interested in Zach LaVine. As Keith Smith from Spot Track said when he was on these airwaves not too long ago, could you sign somewhere else and rework that contract, bring down that AAV, that annual salary, but give Zach LaVine more guaranteed money in the long run? Russ or Schroeder? How about maybe neither? Jack Dan, one of the rising stars in Sacramento media who covers Sac State athletics. Jack Dan loves to get into the weeds. We had him on, 2 weeks ago, maybe even last week. We had him on to give his take on the state of the Sacramento Kings, and he loves the numbers. And he's got some numbers that illustrate it ain't a fight between Russ and it ain't a fight between Dennis Schroeder. How about neither? How about neither of them dudes should be starting? Jack Dan has pulled some numbers that tells us that maybe the two guys that are battling to get in the game should be the ones starting and closing. So I'm excited for that one. And Kings and my new obsession. How long was Allen obsessed? Not Thunder Love, who might be staying at the Kempton Sawyer. How long was I obsessed during the summer with the Milwaukee Bucks? And everyone getting on me, Allen, we don't want Kyle Kuzma. Stop it. He's got too many years left on his deal. What is it, 2? Well, that's too many. We don't want Kyle Kuzma. Stop it with the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. You want me to stop? I'll stop. You know why? Because I got a new team. I got a new team that might be interested in Malik Monk, might be interested in DeMar DeRozan, might be interested in, not that you want to move him, but Keegan Murray, might even be interested in Keon Ellis. I got a team for you, and it ain't the Milwaukee Bucks. Who's another team, Kyle, that we bring up too much? It ain't the Milwaukee Bucks. We don't even talk about the Blazers anymore, but it's not the Bucks. All these Eastern Conference teams are actually starting to get decent, or they're just so far in the tank it doesn't matter. But it ain't the Bucks. How about that? We know it's not the Bucks.
I don't know, the Hawks maybe?
It ain't the Hawks. It ain't the Pistons. But the most important thing is it's not the Bucks. So we'll tell you who that new team is and whether or not they could hit the eject button on their season. And when I say eject button, just trying to maybe move some young pieces to improve their season. NFL Week 9 is upon us, and it is a scary one. This is when the buys get real thick in the streets, especially if you have Baker Mayfield as your quarterback, like I do. So we have NFL Week 9 for you, do's and don'ts. Kyle, I knew this was going to happen. It reminded me of my infamous spelling bee when I did not know how to spell cauliflower and I didn't know if it was 1 L or 2. Yesterday, I'm sitting here taking up time, bleeding into Whitey Gleason's outstanding show, The Drive Guys, trying to figure it out if it was going to be Rashad Bateman or Zay Flowers to hit for Prop Talk. And of course, Kyle, the Ravens win. Nobody hits for the Ravens. None of the big names hit besides Derrick Henry. And all of the names hit for the Dolphins. But the Dolphins lose the game. The Ravens win. And Zay Flowers nor Rashad Bateman hit their overs, Kyle.
I don't know why I felt so good about everyone's under was going to cash. I was just going through it and I was like, I don't feel like Henry's going to get to this. I don't feel like Bateman's going to get to that.
To be fair, that's kind of a normal, it's been a while because this season has been weird, but to be fair, that was a pretty normal game script, right? The team that's winning by a lot, their running back hits. What was weird for the Dolphins, I guess without Tyreek Hill, is Tua only has a couple toys to play with. So Jalen Waddle hits. You had Devon Achane hit for rushing and receiving. That random tight end, not Tanner, the other tight end hit. That was the random one. But Malik Washington hit and a bunch of bonehead plays from him. Malik Washington hit. Jalen Waddle hit. A very random game. But I think, Kyle, that's typically how a dominant performance works, right? Zay Flowers got close. Lamar still threw the football, but they were in such control. Okay, let's run it with Derrick Henry all day, and you can't stop it.
Well, I think the other reason why all the Dolphins cashed and why my 3.5 punts didn't cash for the Dolphins punter was the Dolphins had 2 fumbles, an interception, and a turnover on downs at some point during the game. So, they were moving the ball down the field.
Right.
They just kept turning the ball over.
So I'll tell you
and a missed field goal.
So I'll tell you a little story. So this was right out of a commercial. So number one, yesterday, Baby Sal's number one. Look, it's been a rough week for her, okay? So this was the first time in all my years of parenting that I did the thing where you take your kid and put them in the car and let them sleep, because number 2 is just not sleeping with number 1. She's just too loud, right? So I take number 2 in the car, fire up 1140 because we have Westwood 1 and we play the national games. And I'm just listening. I'm just driving around aimlessly, Kyle, frying gas, which is no small feat these days. But number 2 did fall asleep, I don't know, for about 40 minutes until she pooped herself. So during that time, I'm just listening to the game in the car, of course, on 1140, getting our ratings where they need to be. And every time it's a good play, there was a flag, and the broadcast, the Westwood One broadcast, I mean, they weren't laughing, but it was laughable how bad it was. You had the Jalen Waddle 36-yard. That was what led to the crazy blowout on the sideline with the backup running back because he got called for tripping. Now, I can't see it, right, because I'm just listening, and it sounds like it wasn't really a trip. Then the running backs coach or whoever wears him out. He starts slamming his helmet. What are they waiting for in Miami? Then you had the Tanner right after that, Tua, and I'm not a big Tua fan. Tua, great pass to Tanner, the tight end. He can't keep his feet in bounds, and the broadcast is saying, 2 great throws from Tua. They just couldn't get out of their own way. I don't know how the Dolphins are more of a disaster than the Raiders, but somehow they're more of a disaster because it's just more volatile. The Raiders are basically sleepwalking, right? I don't know where they're sleepwalking to, but it's Pete Carroll. Tom Brady is there with his eyebrows. There's just a lot. They're just sleepwalking. The Dolphins, they got to be way more frustrating, and their fans were leaving because they actually are trying to give you hope. They had so many opportunities early on yesterday, and then you look at the box score and you think it kind of shows because, like you said, they matriculated the ball down the field, but just that's why Mike McDaniel has to get canned because your team, you actually have the bones, but it's the little things. And I know people would get on the fact that he shows his ankles and he doesn't look like the typical football coach. I'm not going there per se, but clearly this guy, when it comes to instilling a feeling, not fear, but hey, we're going to do things the right way, his team does not have it. And there's enough talent there. Even Jalen Waddle I've been on Jalen Waddle because he can't stay on the field, but he's looked great. And Tua played fairly well yesterday, and they cannot get out of their own way. Kyle, there was a call yesterday, or it was the tripping call, whatever they called it, offensive or not hands to the face, but it was a call I hadn't heard all season.
So here's where I struggle with it for the Dolphins. Like, one, we knew this thing was going to be a disaster from training camp, right? They were talking about, like, Tyreek Hill hasn't been named a captain, blah, blah, blah. We knew this ship was going to sink from the very beginning. And I think the problem is, while they had all that talent on the roster, they just, drafting Waddle and bringing in Tyreek Hill and all that, they signed Teron Armstead. They never really drafted well after that.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of messed up in the draft, and then all that talent left. Xavier Howard got old. They had to trade for Jalen Ramsey, and then Jalen Ramsey is washed. Like,
now he's on the Steelers.
Yeah, well, now he's washed on the Steelers instead of being washed on the Dolphins. But they traded all this talent, and now they just have nothing left. I mean, it's the worst cornerback room in the NFL. Their offensive line they haven't added to in years. Obviously, Tyreek Hill got hurt, and now that's why the general manager got fired.
Yeah.
Literally, he's gone. They said McDaniel's going to stick around to the end of the season, which means he's getting fired at the end of the season. So that this whole thing kind of fell apart. It just felt good it was just on pause of the feel bad because they blew out the Falcons for a week.
Yeah, and I'm really big on the windows and taking advantage of your window, I've said. And look, Lamar, they looked good yesterday. Mark Andrews, 2 touchdowns. This is a game where this is what the Ravens do. It doesn't matter, right? And obviously it matters because they could get back into the conversation, especially in that division. But, let's see what they do when the lights are brightest. As far as Lamar, Mark Andrews, that offense, John Harbaugh, and so on and so forth. But if you are the Dolphins, you had your opportunity. I don't even know if it's a window because I just never believed in Tua, and they gave Tua all that money, but I never really believed in Tua. The window was never fully open. I think the window for them were like, what was it, Saxonville? Remember that when it was they had Blake Bortles and they were good for a season and a half. I think they could have got to an AFC championship at their ceiling with Mike McDaniel. I don't think they could have ever won a Super Bowl, but that was their window and they did not cash in on their window. And I don't know where they go. I don't know where they're going to go next. I don't know why they even brought Tyreek back. They could have got a good bit back for Tyreek. He didn't want to be there.
Well, it's because the contract was just so brutal.
They could have found somebody. I mean, if he stays healthy, maybe they would have found somebody.
I mean, they would have had to eat the money, yeah. One way or another, they would have had to eat the money, which is why they didn't trade him after at the end of last season was just like, hey, this team sucks and I want to leave. And then they dragged him back there. And yeah, the whole thing was just a mess. And they were also trying to fix it with duct tape. Like last year they signed Calais Campbell and that was their big acquisition. And they lost the Van Ginkels and they lost Xavier Howard. Like they didn't draft well for like 2 years. And now they are, unlike the 49ers, unable to bring in they didn't have a depth of talent like the Niners had where they could withstand losing all of these players. And by the way, Tua kind of got that second contract because of Mike McDaniel. Like it's pretty clear now he got schemed his way into that second contract.
Well, I'm going to say something, and I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. So I'll say it like this. I think it's not the same as the Klay Thompson thing, different injuries. But the Warriors were always going to pay Klay. He goes down with the ACL in the finals, and they still ended up paying him. And they just really ate the money because they were paying him, and he was not playing. I do think the Dolphins were in a weird spot because of the issues with the concussions with Tua. Because some people thought Tua was going to retire. Some people thought that Tua said he was never going to retire, and that was never a question. The Dolphins were in a weird spot because I don't know if maybe they were afraid if they offered Tua less than they maybe planned on. You can't offer somebody less. If you offer somebody less because they've been concussed, that's you admitting, yeah, he probably shouldn't be out there, right? So they kind of had to offer him what they would have offered him if he didn't have the concussions, even though ... he had the concussions. And I'm not feeling bad for the Dolphins. I think it's an NFL specific issue. I know people talk about it with soccer and the heading the soccer ball, but I think the Dolphins had to pay him what they were initially going to pay him, even though, and I'm not saying this is why Tua hasn't played well. I'm saying I don't know. But they had no choice but to pay him as if none of this had happened, which was kind of weird.
So you know how we talked about all summer with because I think the Tua contract wasn't the problem, right? What were they going to do? Find a better quarterback at the time? Tua was a top.
Not Skylar Thompson, but I don't know. I'm just not a Tua guy. You know that.
Yeah, I get that, but
I would have let him walk.
You could have franchise tag. Anyways, the point though is like, you know how we spent all summer saying, after you pay the quarterback, that's when the GM really has to step up and find value. The Dolphins paid the quarterback, who I think is not that much worse than Brock Purdy. Like, he's not as good as Brock Purdy, but he's not that much worse than Brock Purdy. I got to see
it. Brock, can we get it? Brock, please, my brother, if you're listening on your tractor right now in Iowa or wherever the hell you are, you heard this. You heard this. Kyle Ledbetter. Brock, this is what they're doing now. They're calling you Righty Tua. Just to let you know, not only Mac Jones, Brock, they're calling you Righty Tua. That's just so you know, Brock. These are the conversations being had. Not me, Brock. Not me, Brock Star. These are the conversations.
All I'm saying is a year ago, I had them all in the same tier. That's all I'm saying. Now I would change my mind, but at the time when they signed the contracts, they were basically the same. But they paid Tua, and it was the GM's turn to make his money, and the GM just threw it away. Threw it away. They drafted Jalen Phillips, who ended up being good. He ended up tearing his knee. But if you look at their 2022 and 2023 drafts, almost nobody they picked is still on the team. They took a first-round corner that was awful. They just messed up really badly trying to support Tua, and then Tua had no offensive line, and no offensive line ruined the quickness and the timing of their offense, and now they're terrible.
When I was listening yesterday, it was crazy because it was a name, Kyle, that I hadn't heard in a while, and this was a name that dominated the draft world, and it was Chop Robinson. Chop Robinson was the 21st overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft out of Penn State, and great name. Right, and I remember they spent so much time on Chop Robinson. Kyle, I was driving around, and they said the name Chop Robinson. I thought, oh, yeah, I haven't heard about him in forever. It's only been a couple years. And then later in the day, Kyle, he got a concussion. He was out. So I don't know what is going on with Chop. But Chop was supposed to be the dude. He was supposed to be somebody who is going to bring some grit to Miami. I have not heard that, brother, since he got drafted.
Yeah, and remember they traded for Bradley Chubb? They gave up a first-round pick for him. I don't know where he is now. I know he tore his knee, but feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Van Ginkel left, and he's killing it on the Vikings now. They lost Vic Fangio, and that seemed to really hurt their defense because they couldn't replace him. Their second-round pick in 2022 was someone named Channing Tindall.
Yeah, no. That right there, Kyle, we've done enough Dolphins.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell Channing Tatum's brother, I don't care.
Yeah.
We've done enough. They cooked Schmal and we got Schmal and Miles. We got Thunder Love. We got 3 guys doing the show today. And, of course, Allen Stiles with you. When we return, why I'm feeling very, very queasy about the World Series. Well, it's a pretty easy reason. Yamamoto. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
As the temperatures drop, keep your home cozy and your family safe with Maverick Electric Heating and Air, your local family-owned team you can trust. They care about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. This fall, schedule your seasonal tune-up to make sure your system is ready before the cold sets in. Visit MaverickElectricalServices.com or call Maverick Electric and let their family take care of yours this season.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Game night in Sacramento? Light up your night at Revival at the Sawyer. This rooftop hotspot is where the city comes alive. Elevated vibes, stylish crowd, and the perfect view of the Golden One Center. Celebrate the wins, escape the chaos, and be part of the scene before, during, and after every Kings game. Revival, the place to see and be seen. When the final buzzer sounds, the energy doesn't stop. It just moves upstairs. Join fellow fans, stay close to the action, and make every Kings night unforgettable. Book your game day reservation at revivalsacramento.com.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Welcome to the Thunder Love Show. Featuring Allen Stiles. He'll hop in from time to time. Ryan Coda. Kyle, I'm going to send this to you. Kyle, I'm going to send this to you. Ryan Coda, one of our great listeners. Ryan Coda made, I don't know, it's an AI. It actually looks pretty sick. So he made an AI background for the Thunder Love Show with a picture of me, and it actually looks pretty sick. I can't even lie.
You're saying it's on Twitter?
It is on Twitter.
All right. Yeah, send it to me. We'll put it on the screen.
It is actually incredible. Okay, so shout out to Ryan Coda, and shout out to the Blue Jays. Okay, and they're in an interesting spot because now the pressure is on them. I'd say, it's kind of in between, right? Because you are still the defending champs. You are still the favorite, I would assume. The Dodgers are still the favorite. They got Yamamoto on the bump tonight. And, of course, Yamamoto, who went, complete game last time against the Blue Jays. The Dodgers are still the big bad wolf. It doesn't switch like that. But the Blue Jays, I will tell you this much right now. I know everybody, the best words in sports, Game 7. I would rather, as a hater of the Dodgers, just win tonight. And I think, unfortunately, we might be headed towards the best words in sports because Yamamoto had the Blue Jays number last go-round. You got Kevin Gausman, who is just a really solid pitcher. But you compare him to Yamamoto, and it's just a different level. So I don't want it, but I'm pretty sure we're headed towards a Game 7.
You just have that much faith in Yamamoto.
It's just he's just out of control, man.
See,
now, I will say this. Snell, second go-round, Snell did not look great. So maybe there's something there about, hey, we've seen this guy before.
I mean, Snell wasn't great in Game 1 either.
Yeah, but I mean, throughout you were trying to compare him to Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear from you.
By the way, I'm revoking that take.
We still got that.
It's on tape somewhere, but that was after he threw the complete game against the Brewers. I now revoke that after he gave up back-to-back home runs to kick off Game 5 of the World Series.
Just real quick, from the Giants' point of view, and Tony Vitello had his presser yesterday. He said all the right things. Buster seemed incredibly excited. They had Tony Vitello speak with Dusty Baker. They had Tony Vitello speak with Bruce Bochy. All the vibes are high out there in San Francisco. Obviously, I would have loved to be out there, but they do everything during this time slot, so it makes it a bit. Then they break all their news during this time slot, so it made it a bit difficult. But everybody's feeling good about the Tony Vitello thing. You had to get rid of Bob Melvin just because what a cupcake walk for the Dodgers. What a terrible display. Because, I mean, the Blue Jays are good, but I don't know that anybody would say the Blue Jays are world beaters, right? Great, solid season, and they do have a top 5 payroll, but the National League this season was a complete disaster. And I've said this before. If the Giants didn't make the playoffs and it was a really, really solid season from the National League, that would be one thing. But the Dodgers just moonwalked to the World Series without much issue at all. The Reds had no business being in the playoffs. Absolutely. And I get it. The Mets and their top 5 payroll, they embarrass themselves too. But what a terrible season for the National League. The Dodgers are good and they're the defending champs, but nobody even really tried to give them a fight in the National League.
So here's where I'm struggling with it from the Blue Jays point of view, right? Because the Blue Jays are basically the same team that we used to make fun of for always coming up short, except now they've just added a couple of young guys, right? They had a few draft picks that have really hit. What's his name? Barger, Yesavage, I don't even know how they pronounce it, but that dude who was in single A to start the season and is closing out World Series games. They got Scherzer, they got Bieber. Like, they're the same team that always used to come up short at its core.
Yes.
But now they just added a couple pieces and the Astros stink now, so the American League was wide open. But I think you still have to have a top 10 payroll in order to win in baseball. Like, you can be the Reds and have that cute story, and even the Rays, which is like everyone's trying to hire people from the Rays. I think like 10 teams in the league have someone from the Rays running their team now. Like, even the Rays got to one World Series, and that was kind of it. Like, I think kind of a barrier to entry is having a $250 million payroll now in baseball, which I think is why, the Blue Jays might be like, oh, they're taking down the big bad Dodgers while also being one of the teams that spends a ton of money at the same time. So to the Giants' point, I think the Vitello might work, Vitello might not work, but they're going to have to spend crazy amounts of money on the right players in order for any of it to work either way.
Yeah, and that's what's so weird, though, about the Dodgers, and really just comes down to, with all that being said, Colin, you're not wrong, but if you're to liken it to the Giants roster, I mean, they're still starting Kike, right? Like somehow Kike Hernandez is a starting center field last game, but a starting outfielder on this Dodgers team. So it's almost as if the big money, and that's why some people are upset about the big money that the Giants have spent, right? Willie Adames, he broke the 20 home run streak, and everybody was very excited. It was 30, I think it might have been 30 home runs. But I'm looking here at this Dodger lineup, Shohei, crazy money, Will Smith, I don't know about crazy money, but long contract, maybe the most underrated player in baseball. Mookie Betts, crazy money. Freddie Freeman, Teoscar. But then the bottom of the lineup, like Max Muncy's been there forever, but the Tommy Edmonds, the Kike Hernandez's, the Alex Calls, you don't necessarily need every guy to make that much money. You need to fill in the gaps. And I feel like the Giants have also done a bad job filling in the gaps, and they're going to decide, okay, Casey Schmidt. The problem is two things. Their guys that have filled in the gaps haven't been outstanding, and their top ceiling guys haven't been top ceiling. You know what I mean? Like the Dodgers, with all this being said, the Dodgers might literally lose the World Series because Mookie Betts is terrible. I'm just saying, he is a big money guy. It's the same thing I did with the Phillies. The Phillies, they're big money guys. Schwarber and Bryce, who got called out.
Trey Turner,
they didn't show up.
Yeah, I think, though, the point with, like, Kike's and Tommy Edman won NLCS MVP last year, like, I think the point with that, though, is that the money doesn't go on forever, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the Dodgers may have a ton of money, but it's not enough to where they can't have, like, a $6 million player here or a $10 million player here. Numbers that, by the way, are still higher than any athletic not named Luis Severino or Jeffrey Springs, right? Like, relatively speaking, the players that you're saying are the low end on the Dodgers would still be high end on other major league teams.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Not everyone on the team can make $20 million because you do have to have your Shoheis, your Freddie Freemans, your Yamamotos, your Blake Snells, your big money. You still need those big money guys, right? The Blue Jays wouldn't be here without Vladdy having one of the great postseasons ever. So you still have to have those guys.
So what you're saying is Kike Hernandez would be the 3-hitter on the Giants. Is that what you're saying?
Not the Giants. The Rockies, maybe.
I'm looking here. Yeah, in February, the Dodgers, $6.5 million for Kike. And Kike is just not the exception. Like I said, Kike sold. You ever seen that movie, Him? Whatever they did, Kike brokered a deal to be the Dodgers outfielder, irregardless of the rest of the lineup, for the rest of eternity. He will be the same age, he will play the same position, and he will go to the World Series every year for the rest of his natural-born life.
Was that movie good? Because everyone said the movie wasn't good.
I'm still waiting for it to come out. I'm going to see it.
Okay, so you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it yet.
Fine. No. You were trying to make it sound like you like, oh, like the movie Him? No, you didn't even.
Well, I know the premise. Sure. I know the premise.
But
so
Kike left. Like, at a certain point.
Came back.
Yeah. At a certain point, he's like, the grass was not greener on the other side, so I'll take whatever you can offer. The one who I thought also was going to be that way was Justin Turner. And now Max Muncy is just new Justin Turner, where it's like, he's just always going to be there.
No, yeah. And he can play literally every infield position besides shortstop. He's played second. He's played first. He's playing
third right now.
He's playing third right now. So these are the types of guys. And Max Muncy, again, doesn't feel like he's having a great series, but every time he's up, you're worried, right? If you're a hater like me, you're worried, and that offense, it just doesn't quit. By the time, that's the other thing, these guys look better by the time you get to Tommy Edman and Kike. You just want to be able to throw a strike and not think about it. You have to think about every single pitch. And even Mookie, even though he hasn't hit well, it's almost like a gravity thing in sports. When Kevin Herter couldn't hit the broadside of a bar, and he was still pulling gravity while he was on the Kings because he had that threat. Right? Mookie is still a threat. They are having to walk Shohei because Shohei is an alien, but they don't want to do that. Mookie just hasn't. And honestly, if Mookie could do anything, then they couldn't walk Shohei.
Yeah, it almost feels like that old Astros team from like 2019 where it was like they've got Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander. They're the best 3 pitchers in the American League kind of situation, but they're actually not. Like the collective team as a whole is actually beatable. Like in a way, last year's Dodger team, which if I remember right, they didn't have Yamamoto last year. Anyways, the last year's Dodger team felt more unbeatable than this Dodger team from the jump.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is when it's mostly the same collection of talent.
Yeah, and they decided they had a lot of young talent, but then things happened with the young talent. The arms, the rotation just completely got obliterated. Dustin May, I don't think he lived up to his potential. Walker Buehler didn't live up to his potential, all due to injuries. So they've actually gotten a bit unlucky, but then they decided, because that was the thing. Oh, okay, well, these guys that we've drafted and brought up, they can't stay healthy. All right, well, then let's just buy some guys. And that's just kind of what it is.
Well, what's crazy also is that even the guys they bought, like, they've had multiple big money pitchers get thrown out of baseball for off-field issues. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, okay, we'll just go get more. Yamamoto, Glasnow, it's fine. It's like they can always just find the next guy.
Yeah,
right?
and I don't know if that's the whole thing with the hate watching, because it's almost futile, right? You never know what's going to happen, and it was a bad season for the National League, but we really need the Dodgers or the Blue Jays to get this done, because guess what? Next season, we're going to be talking about the same thing, because the Phillies can't get it done. The Mets can't get it done. Maybe the Giants will at the helm with Tony Vitello taking over. When we return, let's go a bit local. Sac State is doing a lot. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers!
Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Ready to pregame for your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years where aloha is served daily. Located just steps from the arena, whether it's game day or a concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those fresh, delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
The greatest show on dirt returns to Stockton Dirt Track. October 31st and November 1st. It's the 42nd annual tribute to Gary Patterson. 2 nights of all-out racing to the finish, crowning the 2025 champions on dirt. Tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
I appreciate Kyle trying, but I keep telling him, this sounds like, I don't know what this is not Thunder Love music. I don't know what this is. It sounds like you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a cop is trying to track down a killer and it's raining in New York, and he just got the newest news that a new victim happened, and he's looking for.
You're going Casablanca is what you're saying.
Like, this is not sexy. Kyle, we gotta find you. Everybody help Kyle find some Thunder Love sexy music. And I had to take my shades off because I could not see, and I kept hitting the brightness on my computer, thinking it wasn't bright enough, but it was the shades. So help Kyle out. Say, I don't know, sexy music, not there's a new killer and it's raining in New York.
All right, let's type in sexy music on company Wi-Fi on the company computer.
Okay.
See what we can find. I just went for saxophone music. That's what I typed in on YouTube, as saxophone music.
And everybody keeps tagging me on the text line. Now you can send GIFs. You can send GIFs and pictures on the text line as well. Shout out Ryan Coda with the AI background, very cool situation that he put on social media.
Which you can now see on YouTube.
Everybody keeps saying, I am Pinky from Friday. And that is pretty accurate. That is pretty good. Say another mother word. Say it again. Say it again. So if you said Pinky, you're spot on. You're spot on. 916-339-1140. So the question is, has Sac State been spot on with how they've been going about, I don't know, would I call it a rebrand? What they're trying to do, a refresh, a retool, a rebrand, most recently.
A glow up.
A glow up, yes, an attempted glow up. They're trying to get to FBS, and most recently, Coach Brennan Marion has been fined, okay, $10K, not pocket watching, but it's right here, by the Big Sky Conference, essentially because he said he thinks that the Sac State Hornets, Stingers up, are being officiated differently because of what his president said earlier in the year, where he was trying to make a comparison between the FCS and FBS, as obviously Sac State's trying to get to the FBS, and mentioned that it was JV. This is not something that people are taking lightly. There have been people that have kind of made light of it when Sac State is, in the building or wherever, referencing the JV thing. Yeah, I mean, it's disrespectful, right? Or it could come off as disrespectful. That's not how the president intended, but that's how they can take it. And in general, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but before moving conferences was just a normal thing every year, it used to not be taken lightly. And I would assume that the FCS to FBS thing, there is a level of, oh, you think you're better than us, right? And Coach Marion said what he said, but I can't confirm whether it's actually happening. I would like to believe that it's not happening, but he said what he said. But it is real that when you leave, again, before all the Pac-12, Pac-10 disintegrated, when you leave, other conferences don't look at you the same way. Case in point, my senior year, we were leaving the Atlantic 10 to go to the most random conference ever that was supposed to be a big conference, and it was supposed to be the newest power conference, and it ended up not being anything, but the AAC, the American Athletic Conference. So I don't know, about halfway through the season, we find the news that they're creating this new conference, right? And at that time, that was when there were some decent names. UConn was still in there. There were some decent names in that conference. All those teams are gone now. I don't know who the hell is in the AAC, but it was Temple, UConn. I think Louisville might have even messed. No, not Louisville, but there were some good teams in there.
I think UCF was there for a bit. UCF,
Cincinnati. So it was all the kind of we're not, we can, because they were getting automatic bids, I believe, we can come together and make this a really cool conference. So we got that news. We're seniors, so we're thinking, man, now they get to go to, no disrespect to the Atlantic 10, but man, now they get to go to all these cool places, and we're not going to get to go. So at the end of the season, how it works is, when you put in for all conference, right? You put in for all conference, obviously there are certain guys that are completely obvious. Then there are other guys where your coach puts in your name, right? And then other coaches will vote on it. Well, my name got thrown into it, right? For, I don't know, third team, whatever it was. I don't think I would have got it anyway. But we had a guy who was a third baseman. He had a really good season. His senior year, couple home runs, he hit over 300. He didn't get anything. And he didn't get second team, he didn't get honorable mention, nothing, all Atlantic 10. And we didn't know why, and then our coach essentially told us, well, we're leaving the conference. And when you leave, and it's messed up, but because we were leaving the conference, a senior that has nothing to do with it, right? Nothing to do, he's not even going to play in the AAC because he's done. He didn't get the accolade that they believed, or we all believed, that he deserved. Now, we weren't a great team, but he put up good numbers because it's like an unwritten rule. Now, again, I don't know how it is now because every team leaves the conference every other week. But back in the day, that's how it was viewed. The reason I bring that up now is because the FCS, there's not as much movement as the crazy FBS. And maybe them being so open about, we think we're better than this. We think we're better than the FCS, when there's other teams that have played better than Sac State, right? It's more about market than the actual product, if you will. That's no slight on Sac State. It's just, hey, the champs are the champs, and it is what it is. There is a level of unwritten rule-ness, if I can say that. Hey, you're kind of being disrespectful to who we are, running around saying that you're better than us, even if you don't mean it disrespectfully. Then on top of that, you do the Montana thing, the Montana Panda thing, right there with our own Jason Ross, and it's all fun and games, it's fine, but you have all this other stuff that's already happened. Then you lose that game. It was a decent game, don't get me wrong, and you're talking about how many people are they going to bring to the game. I don't know, Kyle. I'm all about, I understand all publicity is good publicity, and Luke Wood, we follow each other on Twitter. It's all good. I understand you're trying to make a name, but I just think that, with basketball, I think this is going to be huge for Mike Bibby. Because we'll see what happens with the football team. They've been okay. Obviously, their star guy, a quarterback, got injured early. But if basketball doesn't end up popping, I think it's going to be all right. They might start getting clowned, is what I'm saying.
Start?
Yeah. I mean, and then you had the little Yachty stuff.
Yeah, so remember when we were talking about, oh my gosh, how is Sac State getting these like big artists to come to the state to the games. Well, that I think has been bagged because the Lil Yachty concert was a disaster.
So they're not doing. They didn't shut it down though.
I'd have to double check, but I thought at the time they were shutting it down. They weren't going to have Blast come in for the last one. I don't think they had one last week. Anyways, it was a debacle. Like there was sound issues. There were throwing things. There were fights breaking out. I think CBS 13 had a really good story on it. If it's somewhere on YouTube, if you guys want to hear more about it. But yeah, I mean, between that and, like you said, the way they've gone about this in openly saying we're better than this, calling it like a JV level, trying to go to FBS, getting denied for FBS, and then, coming back and not being a part of the Big Sky because they've already filed to leave the Big Sky. They're going to go independent next year. It's all just been a disaster for them. And whether it's true or not, like I get why he got the $10,000 fine, which was kind of funny to see 10,000.
Yeah.
Because we're used to the NBA where it's like 500,000 or something. But, to see that, I understand why he got the $10,000 fine. But yeah, the way they've gone about it, like you said, has been leading to them getting clowned quite a bit within the conference, especially when you're 2-2 and in kind of the middle of the pack in the conference too.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. This was gonna take time, right? I guess they're 4-4. They're 2-2 like you said, Kyle, 2-2 in the conference, 4-4 overall. This was always going to take time. But when you, I know the transfer portal can accelerate things, but Kyle, as 1 year, Brendan Marion, He's the head coach, first year as a head coach here at Sac State. It was going to take time, but then when you go about it the way they went about it, you don't get the same grace. If none of this had happened, they bring in the star recruits, but they're just, hey, we're just going about our business, right? The whole thing with Tusi, the content creator, rapper, offering him a scholarship, and Brendan Marion saying he just attributed it to the marketing team. He didn't even bring up that he likes Tusi, the football player, because he doesn't like Tusi, the football player, because Tusi's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Like it's it can come off dope or it could come off memeable. So they just got to be careful is all. I want them to win. I think it's great. I want to be out there. I haven't made my way out there. I want it to be great, but you got to be careful here. And what it's leaning towards, and I say this with love, because I played it. I didn't play at Sac State, but that was the summer spot. I used to play there all the time in summer league. It's leading towards too much dip on your chip. That's what it's leaning towards.
Which is fine if you're also not going to sink tens of millions of dollars in public school money into building this stadium that might never happen and might not even be on campus.
Hey, well, look, they can turn it around. I'm just saying this year specifically, too much dip and too much chip. On the other side, we kick off the 11 o'clock hour, and now we get serious. Kyle has cooked up a list of potential expiring contracts that might lead to the movement of DeMar DeRozan. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
When the chill in the air sends shivers down your spine, don't let your home turn into a haunted house. Keep things cozy and safe with Maverick Electric, your local family-owned team you can trust. Maverick Electric cares about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. So before the real chill sets in, schedule your seasonal tune-up. Visit MavericKelectricalServices.com and let their family keep yours warm and beautiful this Halloween season.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
You're getting warmer, Kyle. You're getting warmer. Thunder Love likes. Somehow I was just looking at the video. Somehow I look crazier without the glasses. I don't know how, but I look crazier without the glasses than with the glasses.
Well, yeah, because without the glasses, it looks like it's not a costume. It looks like it's just your hair.
Today I was driving in, and you get to a stop sign, and I kind of motioned for someone to go because, I thought she beat me, and then she said, no, you go ahead and go, and I kind of gave a hand wave. And the way she was looking at me, I thought, why is she looking at me like that? Then I forgot I had the wig on with no glasses, by the way.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Halloween is when you forget that you just look insane. Like years ago when I was doing comedy, there was a show where I dressed up in a full Joaquin Phoenix Joker outfit with the makeup and the everything. And it was not Halloween. It was like in the middle of May. So then we ended up, this was in college, and we ended up walking down the street later, and everyone's just looking at me like I'm the most insane person ever. And I love that so much. On Halloween, it's like, oh, cool costume. But when you forget that you just look insane. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm getting the memes. This is from Ahmed Rock. Let Your Soul Glow, the boyfriend from Coming to America. Really anybody from Coming to America. Jason is saying, nice hair. Were you in Pulp Fiction? Yes to all of these. Pinky from Friday. Anyone in Coming to America and Pulp Fiction.
He's saying Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Is that curls? I guess that is kind of curls.
These curls are not, they're a little looser than Jerry curls. A smidge looser.
These are the Deion Sanders draft photo.
Yeah,
curls.
also Deion Sanders, even though I left the tracksuit. I don't know where the tracksuit is, but I have a picture, Kyle, I'll show you during the break of me. Mm-hmm.
But it's Deion Sanders specifically at the NFL draft in like 1991.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle, I know you cooked this up, and I appreciate you for doing it. So yesterday on the show, we discussed how I saw a get-out-of-jail-free card for the Sacramento Kings, and just something that would make everybody feel a bit better. Sam Amick has said, hey, the Zach LaVine thing, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't have anybody. I'm not hearing anything right now as far as any interest. He's still making a ton of money. Domantas Sabonis making a ton of money. They can't move Keegan Murray even if they wanted to, and obviously they don't. That's why they extended him, and he's not even on the floor. Dennis Schroeder, it has to be a certain amount of time. Russell Westbrook, I don't know that he's done enough to be worth any draft compensation. So all roads lead back to DeMar DeRozan. It would give Nick Clifford when he returns, and we'll have some updates towards the end of the day, I would assume, on Nick and on Giannis, by the way. But get Nick Clifford some more time, get Keegan Murray some more shots, get the young guys just more opportunities, right? That's where this thing should go. So Kyle has come up with a list of potential expiring contracts that we would be able to match for DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, Kyle, the reason you say potential is because they could come to an agreement with the team that they're currently on, some of them, right?
Yes. There's also some player options we think will be declined also in there. But we can kind of just go through and kind of dissect it because, there's only but so many salary matching situations the Kings can find themselves in with DeRozan.
Okay, so let's have you go through them, Kyle, and I'll say yay or nay, and we'll kind of keep a heat meter on which ones I really like and which ones we actually think are realistic.
All right, so this is in order from like most expensive to least expensive, but they're all expiring contracts within the range. So first is either of the Wizards, Chris Middleton or CJ McCollum. And to do that, you'd have to like throw in Dario Saric's contract, but either Chris Middleton or CJ McCollum. You're not
but again, if we're keeping this realistic, why would the Wizards do that?
That's what I'm saying. The Kings would probably have to attach a second.
Yeah, so that's that's not it.
All right.
That's not it. I don't see the Wizards wanting to do that.
Again, unless the Kings are giving them something.
And I don't want to do that.
Even if it's Devin Carter, because it's not.
Yeah, right. I mean, how bad? Because here's the thing. You're going to bring these guys, but you want, my whole point is for the young guys to get more time. If you bring back CJ McCollum, he's going to play. Maybe you do Chris Middleton because he probably ain't going to play.
Well, you can always just buy either of them out if you do it.
Yeah, that's too sticky for me. Nothing.
All right, we'll pass on that. All right. Next up, we have from the Detroit Pistons, Tobias Harris.
He could come off the bench for you. I don't think he'd have a problem coming off the bench, and then he expires.
Yep.
I'm in. I mean, I think he does some similar things to what DeMar does. As far he can score, he can shoot a little bit. He's 6'8". I'm very much in on this.
Yeah, this is very specific.
He is spiritually a king.
Yeah, it is kind of weird he hasn't been a king at this point in his career.
I'm actually really into this. Now let's flip it to the other side. If you're the Pistons, why would you do it?
Multiple years of control. Because again, DeMar's not an expiring contract. It's non-fully guaranteed. I think only $10 million of the 25 is guaranteed for next year. So if the team wanted to just cut him, they could, or decline to keep him beyond the date. But
and you know what, Kyle? I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't love it, but I might even, if they said, well, give us Devin Carter because Jaden Ivey can't really stay healthy or whatever it is, I'd probably do it. And because I'm not even, I might just keep Tobias. I might just say, hey, you're 33. Let's get you on closer to 20 mil for a couple more years. And you're helping out Keegan.
That's your power forward,
yeah,
Tobias.
You're helping out Keegan. He's not going to take, that's been his problem. He wasn't taking his shots when he was getting paid. You get Keegan his shots, but you're adding a little bit more beef. If they needed Devin Carter because they don't know what's going on with their young guards a little bit, I would do it. I'd do it.
All right. So this was a deal that was offered over the summer in our, trade scenarios. I think Matt George even had it as one of his 5 DeRozan landing spots once upon a time. So this is not a new option. It's just coming up on the reality that the Pistons may not want to extend Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I would do it.
Okay. So Tobias is kind of the king of the mountain right now. Okay. Next up, we have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with a $21 million player option that we assume he's probably going to decline after next year.
Why is he going to decline it?
You think KCP can't get 10 to 15 a year for 2 or 3 years?
He better ball out this season.
Okay. Maybe he will accept it then. But KCP is your option. Makes a little bit less money than DeRozan.
He's 32.
Yeah? You don't think KCP's got one more contract in him?
This is, I guess, the DeMar DeRozan contract, right? Can he get 24 a year from someone?
Can he get 20 a year from someone? It's only 21 on his player option. If someone was willing to give him 3 years 60 or 2 years 40.
He better play better than he did in Orlando.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, he wasn't great in Orlando, but it's not like Orlando just gave him away. Orlando traded him to get Desmond Bane.
He might opt in, Kyle. I'm out on this one.
All right. So
I think he might opt in.
Honestly, the Grizzlies might be too. The Grizzlies might say we don't need DeMar.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony Simons.
See, here's the reason Anthony Simons is a no. You can't let another 6'4" shooting guard in the building. They're gonna like him too much, and they're gonna keep him forever.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep him forever. And you cannot have Anthony Simons, you can't do it.
Anthony, Malik, Zach LaVine for another season.
I mean, that is the bag work is crazy, but you can't do it.
I don't need you to have the bag work.
The Kings do. You can't. If I trusted the Kings more to just enjoy him for the year, cool. But they would obviously keep him.
Yeah.
And then again, do I want Anthony Simons taking shots away from the other guys? Not really.
I think it's coming back to the point of this exercise, right? Because I could pull the clip, but Frankie said yesterday, like, DeMar DeRozan, great basketball player, does not fit within the flow of what the Kings were doing, which honestly prompted me to pull up all these numbers. But if the experiment is, can it unclog the 27th ranked offensive efficiency team in the NBA, Anthony Simons does not accomplish that goal.
Well, at least he can shoot the 3-ball.
Yeah,
he definitely would open things. He would get a couple people out the office.
But then it would be back to not what he was in Portland, because in Portland he was just chucking on a bad team. But it would kind of be the.
That would be. What would it be then?
I guess that's chucking on a team where he's not the number one option.
Yes.
Yeah, on it. Wow, that made me impossibly sad that we're just new 2024.
So DeMar to the Celtics, good for him.
Sure.
Yeah.
They can keep him, let him go. Tatum comes back.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. No thanks.
Okay. Next up, Terry Rozier.
Come on.
Not even a handshake agreement?
I would love it, but the Heat not going to have to pay him now. This is perfect. That's why they didn't move. That's why the handshake agreement fell through.
Because they knew he was going to get arrested by the FBI.
They knew. And by the way, Pablo Torre will not quit with this Ty Lue thing. He says there is one common denominator with all this that has not really been addressed yet, and it is Ty Lue. So keep an eye out.
Chauncey Billups' best friend.
Yeah, keep an eye out on that one. All right, Kyle, what's next?
John Collins. Speaking of the Clippers, there's two Clippers scenarios here. One is John Collins, and one is the combo of Bogdan Bogdanovic, who's done for the year, and Nick Batum.
Look, Kyle Draper. And somebody is saying I look like Kyle Draper from the 80s. I've seen that on the text as well. We gotta find the picture. I don't know if it was Drapes rocking the Jerry curl. We gotta find out. Kyle Draper, I know we've had our differences. Okay? I know sometimes you think I am too negative about the Kings, and you will say as much on your hits. Where it's interesting because ever since you've left the station, we've actually seen more of you. So that's pretty impressive. I don't know how that's happened. Am I tripping? But with all that being said, all jokes aside, we can come together and enjoy the acquisition of John Collins finally being on this basketball team. Kyle, I would do this. And you know what? From the Clippers' point of view, if they need more scoring, they could easily end up needing more scoring if anybody happens to go down or they're just old. I think this is fairly realistic. And again, if the Clippers, I don't think he would take a ton of shots away from our guys. If the Clippers say, hey, we want Devin Carter too, okay. Deal. Deal's a deal.
You know what's funny is that we talk for years, or I've been saying that, like, DeRozan wants to go to L.A., but the Clippers are like, yeah, no thank you. And the Lakers are like, no thank you.
Right.
Well, now the Clippers actually kind of need DeMar DeRozan because they got rid of Norm Powell, and they were like, we're going to have enough scoring. And then they scored 78 points against the Warriors.
Their bench is almost so good, they don't have roles yet. Like, Lopez is just thumping around, and you got John Collins who just went from shooting all the time to hardly shooting. I'm looking here. Yeah, you got Derek Jones Jr. who just gets grenades. Then off the bench, a man named Kobe Brown, Brook Lopez, like I said, Chris Paul. Chris Dunn is no longer starting, and he's terrible offensively. Nicholas Batum, who feels like he's been the same age forever. Yeah, John Collins, 7 rebounds, 5 points. Free my boy John. They just don't make a ton of sense. They make, too much talent. They don't know where things fit yet. It's not that they don't make sense. I don't know if they understand where everything fits yet, the Clippers. They're 2-2 so far, too. So, still early, but not as if they're off to an absolute heater.
So let's see. They actually are playing Bogdanovic. I thought Bogdanovic had a bad injury in the Eurobasket, but
he only played 9 minutes.
Yeah, he played 9 minutes against the Warriors, but he played more in the game before that. So they're running right now. James Harden, Kawhi, Bogdanovic, Derek Jones Jr., Zubac. I think John Collins got 23 minutes off the bench, so him and Derek Jones are kind of just alternating minutes right now. Like, man, this is it's a deeply weird team.
Yeah, but again, where is your actual scoring off the bench? Even no purple lenses on, but where is your true scoring off the bench if John Collins he's kind of phased? He's not a volume. He can be a volume scorer, but he's got he would get more scoring opportunities on the Kings, of course. Then, Brook Lopez.
I mean, it's supposed to be Bradley Beal, but I don't know where Bradley Beal is.
Yeah, I completely forgot he was on that team.
Yeah, I mean, he's hurt again. Bradley Beal, he's always hurt.
Yeah, the broken wheel, the broken Beal.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Bradley Beal, and it looked like he's had 11 points so far this season, but I don't know. I don't know where they're going to find the scoring. Again, maybe that's the DeRozan point. Maybe you bring him in and say, hey, the Bradley Beal experiment didn't work. Mm-hmm. We actually do need scoring now.
Right, because they're not really paying him like that, Bradley Beal.
No. Yeah, I mean, they could move on from Bradley Beal, or they could just stash him on the bench, right? Because that's why Bogdanovic is playing right now. It's supposed to be Beal and Chris Dunn alternating minutes, but yeah, I guess you just say the Beal thing didn't work, and we actually do need DeMar DeRozan now.
Bogdan and Nick Batum, I'm not against it. They would definitely want, if they're giving up those two players, they might want a pick or something.
No, for DeRozan?
For DeRozan?
No.
I don't know, Kyle.
Neither's really playing right now.
Okay.
I just think that would be just a straight up. I mean, I thought
Batum getting 20 minutes.
I thought Bogdanovic was done because I thought his injury in Eurobasket was bad. But
I think Nick Batum might have more value. I don't know. You're definitely not. You're definitely giving up Devin Carter. I'm saying it might be Devin Carter and a second and DeRozan.
Maybe.
I think, I don't mind it. I'm just not really sure what value they're putting on those guys and what they would want in return. I feel better about the John Collins thing.
All right. We'll go with that. Next up, Utah Jazz, the contract combo of Yusuf Nurkic and Kevin Love.
Is Kevin Love just waking up and just shooting warm-ups and then just sitting on the bench? Is he playing?
I saw at one of the games, the crowd was chanting, "We want Kevin," when they were up big late, and Kevin had to close. He playfully covered Will Hardy's ears, no, don't put me in. Please don't put me in.
Yeah, I don't. He's a meme at this point. Great career, probably a Hall of Famer. And Nurkic actually looked pretty good. He looked better than Walker Kessler that night against the Kings. I don't know if Walker was just tired or what. I can't remember if they were off a back-to-back, but
I think this one would be a pure, we're just creating space for people to work. Whether it's Neek,
which I don't mind because they need size, right? Nurkic would be a much better backup than whatever they have now.
than Eubanks, which, by the way, I haven't gotten to use this yet.
It's my 8th year in the league. At some point, you got to just take the shot.
That is Drew Eubanks at Media Day.
It's my 8th year in the league. At some point, you got to just take the shot.
You know how we say, hey, somebody just wants to get a takeoff, or did a question lead them there? Part of me feels like this is my fault that he keeps on shooting because of a question that I asked. But then there's a part of me that thinks, nah,
it's my 8th year in the league. At some point, you got to just take the shot.
Yeah. Take the jelly layup. Take the corner three, Drew.
Now is your chance because Nurkic can slide in there and not do jelly layups.
To be fair, if I came to the Kings in my 8th year, I might be chucking it too.
I saw a Drew Eubanks is on all the who he play fors, and no one knows he's on the Kings. I saw whoever the dude is that's with Kenny Beecham on the numbers on the board pod did a who he play for, named 9 guys correctly, guys I didn't even know, and then the last one they're like, all right, last one, Drew Eubanks, and he was like, Utah Jazz, no, Charlotte Hornets, no, got everyone right in the league, and no one Chuck got Drew Eubanks wrong on who he played for. No one even knows he's here.
Again, Kyle.
My 8th year in the league. At some point, you got to just take the shot.
Again, to put yourself in the Jazz's shoes, I don't know why they would want.
Again, you have to attach a pick.
Yeah.
Even a second. No, it's not a lot, but.
No thanks. And it's Danny Ainge, no thanks.
Danny Ainge will always take a second-round pick.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. All right, who's next?
All right, next up, we're going to go back to the old San Antonio Spurs, who are 5-0 for the first time in franchise history, despite the fact De'Aaron Fox has not played a single game yet for them. We can do what we probably should have done. We can do what we probably should have done originally. Harrison Barnes and Bismack Biyombo.
Get out.
No, you don't want to reacquire Harrison Barnes for DeMar DeRozan after trading DeRozan for Barnes?
No.
Like, honestly, I don't hate this one. And I only say that because, like, if we're going to the bottom and we're going to the tank, like, Harrison Barnes is the longest tenured king of the Vivek era. I guess De'Aaron Fox technically, but like Harrison Barnes is like one of the longest tenured kings. Just bring him back and be your Udonis Haslem after this. Just on a $10 million deal, backup power forward, play 10 minutes a night. Just, do you need size? Just bring back Harrison to be kind of that like veteran old guy.
Are you giving up Are you giving up anything besides DeMar? Why would the Spurs want DeMar DeRozan? I don't think they would want that.
Maybe he gets rerouted to another place. Who knows?
No, but that's not what we're doing right now. It's in this world. Does this team want DeMar?
I thought we were doing does this help the Kings clear out the logjam at the guard?
We are doing that, but it also is whether the team would be interested. The Spurs do not want DeMar.
I mean, these are such.
They already got enough 3-point bricks on that team.
I don't know. I mean, if DeMar's ever going to come off the bench, wouldn't it be in a place where he probably had the best time of his career?
Sure.
Respect for Pop.
Hey, if they want to do it, cool. But this is not at the top of my list.
All right. Okay? Sounds good. All right. Now, if you don't like the Spurs, let's go back to the Bulls, baby. The Bulls, Zach Collins and Javon Carter.
Well, you definitely are not going to have to give up a pick for that, but
you might get a pick.
You might. Hey, can we give this to you? No, thanks. No more Bulls.
No more Bulls.
No more Bulls.
I mean, Zach Collins could have been here the whole time if we just didn't trade for Zach LaVine. He was in the Fox trade.
No more Bulls.
All right, last one. Charlotte Hornets, Colin Sexton, Pat Connaughton combo.
Another undersized combo guard. Let's do it.
But I mean, they're both expiring contracts. I mean,
but
Connaughton will never play for the Kings, so let's just focus on Sexton.
Yeah, but again, you're bringing in that's the last thing the Kings need is another guard. That is not helping to me.
Then just let the contract expire. He doesn't have to play.
I don't think the Jazz. I also don't think the Jazz do it because they need somebody who cares about more than ball is life highlights like LaMelo Ball. And when push comes to shove and there could be some injuries, they're going to need Colin Sexton. So I'm out on that, Kyle. Give me Tobias Harris. Give me John Collins. Who else did I like? I think that was what's that?
That was you said maybe Anthony Simons.
All right. So those two spots, Clippers. Hey, your bench doesn't make sense.
So you want to trade DeMar for a power forward?
It's me. I like doing two things at once, right? So you're still freeing things, but it's a better fit. I don't want to just do it to do it. I want to do it, but it also makes sense. I think the John Collins, I'm interested, would he, just like we joked about Drew Eubanks, does he come to Sacramento thinking, well, I'm going back to what I was doing with the Jazz. I wasn't shooting very much on the Clippers because of James and Kawhi and the crew, but you were trying to win a championship. But if I go to Sacramento, I'm out here pulling. So that would be a question I would have. But I think John Collins would just kind of mold to the team. And Tobias Harris, I think he definitely would just mold to whatever the team needed. So both of those guys, I think. Now, Kyle, I think a better question is, do they make you too good to where you're messing around and you mess up some of your odds? I don't know, maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's just a better fit. And again, if you're doing this at the trade deadline, it might just not be enough time. You know what I mean? And you can make a decision at that point. Do you let it expire? Do you extend them? and you are still in a position to where you could have a top 5 pick and a much better team. Not better, a team that makes more sense as you're going into the draft. So that's how I'm looking at this. I don't necessarily just want to dump DeMar.
So here's kind of the thing that is tough, I guess. Well, first of all, I guess I was wondering, John Collins was on that Hawks team that went to the conference finals, so I guess he has been on a good team before. But do you also still want John Collins after he said last year, oh, yeah, I heard I was almost going to Sacramento. Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah, people say that.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem.
Then he'll get here, and he can leave in free agency kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing with all of this is like you are essentially creating flexibility, which you can do anyways by trading DeRozan. All this would do, this experiment, is create, $10 million of flexibility for next year, where you can maybe take on someone else's bad contract for a second-round pick or a future pick or something like that if you create some sort of financial flexibility going into next year. I mean, all of this is probably a precursor to them acknowledging that this thing ain't going to work over the next 2 years, and we're just going to use this time to clear our books and get a few extra picks here and there.
When we return, Sam Amick says no one is interested in Zach LaVine, ... yet. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Tempted to decorate for the holidays early? We like your style. Right now at Kohl's, save 20% on decor, hosting essentials, and more. Plus, get $10 off $50 spent. So go ahead, hang up that wreath, swap out those couch pillows for ones with snowflakes. And while others are panic shopping later, you'll already be cozied up feeling pretty great about these early Kohl's deals. Select styles. Offers end November 2nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm a plumber and needed to get work in the door.
So business was going down the drain?
Yeah, I went to Staples. They printed yard signs, business cards, even flyers to leave at supply stores.
But at what cost, man?
Well, I saved $125 on my order, and now I'm booked solid. Boom!
Back at ya. For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. Ends 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm a plumber and needed to get work in the door.
So business was going down the drain?
Yeah, I went to Staples. They printed yard signs, business cards, even flyers to leave at supply stores.
But at what cost, man?
Well, I saved $125 on my order, and now I'm booked solid. Boom!
Back at ya. For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. Ends 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Veterans Day is a moment where we express gratitude towards the folks who have served on our behalf, our veterans. And Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates veterans of all branches and their families on Veterans Day and every day of the year. They serve over 2 million veterans, and as a veteran, you can become a member and access exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools for the whole family. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. Hopefully you have some fun today if you are heading to... Kyle, can we get some Thriller on the other side or some Halloween-themed music before?
You want spooky
it's all
stuff?
Said and done, yeah. And
no more Thunder Love.
We watched. Well, no. Well, you did not deliver on Thunder Love.
I don't. I think we need to flesh out this character
like some
more.
Barry White, right? Some Barry White, Luther.
Isn't that the person from Golden Girls?
I will call HR. All right. Yesterday, and let's do this. Type in or send in 916-339-1140. I want to know your favorite scary movies. I know some people just don't like scary movies. Yesterday, just with the little one, we can't really organize anything. Normally, we watch at least one new scary movie. So we just caught on cable because it wasn't on ESPN or any Disney TV channel because obviously YouTube has shut that down for now or they can't come to an agreement. But Cabin in the Woods was on. Just normal TV. Came out, I don't know, in the 2017 or 2015 or 2019.
Earlier than that.
No, it wasn't that much earlier.
Isn't that the one that has a Hemsworth in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was not earlier. I know for a fact it was not earlier than 2013. I know that.
I think you're wrong because
I know it because of when I went to see it and who I went to see it with, who is my now wife. So
I think you're
look
wrong.
It up.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Cabin in the Woods, because it was before he was Thor.
Unless we saw it while we were in school.
Cabin in the Woods released April 13th, 2012.
April 13th, 2000. Okay. So we saw it in school then. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
I was like, there's no way. This was before he was Thor.
It did not look bad though. For 2012, it did not look horrible for a 2012 movie. But there you go. Point for Kyle as we take you up to 2 p.m. Kyle, Zach LaVine has been scoring points, but doesn't seem like he's been scoring points with any other teams. That's a double segue for you. Boom, baby. That's a 4.5, Kyle. Let's hear.
Senor Segue strikes again.
Again.
Senor Segue strikes again.
That's a double for you, baby. All right, Kyle. We want to know what your favorite scary movies are. That's where I was going with that. 916-339-1140 and on the Sac Chat. But we also want to know what is scaring teams away from Zach LaVine. Triple segue,
Senor
baby.
Segue strikes
Is that the
again.
first ever triple Senor segue?
Let's hear what Sam Amick had to say.
Like, I just can't tell you one team that is monitoring Zach LaVine with even the remote possibility of them saying, yeah, let's do it. I don't know. Maybe that team exists. I'm not aware of it. So, like Milwaukee comes to mind, and they have no flexibility anymore. But like, a team like that that's desperate to contend, and is there some way to add another piece? Well, there's no way for them to pull something like that off. They don't have picks. They're not going to, give you Miles Turner. That would defeat the purpose. Yeah, I mean, again, it's in a vacuum a good thing for the Kings and their fans that Zach is playing well. I just don't know what it means going forward.
That was Sam Amick, of course, of The Athletic. And, okay, well, hearing it, things can change. I think the most important piece was him bringing up the Bucks, who obviously could use the scoring, but yeah, they do not have that Zach LaVine contract is just it's too much, right? I'm looking here. Kyle Kuzma makes 22, and Miles Turner, who they just signed, 25. They wouldn't do that. I don't know, Kyle. I mean, anybody that they could that's worth any type of money, they would want, because that's how they're going to compete. If you move on from Kyle Kuzma and Bobby Portis, which that's 35, so maybe you could scratch the couch and, look under the couch to find enough. You're still looking under the couch for another $10 million somewhere. But again, okay, you got Giannis, Miles Turner, Zach LaVine, whoever you have left from scraping under the couch, and that's it. That there's no way that the Bucks can pull it off. The reason I didn't initially feel bad about it, because it feels like this was more of a timing thing. Like the obvious pick is the Bucks right now. And we're not going to talk injury in that way because we're not wishing injury upon anyone. But let's remove the Bucks and other teams, and that's what we're going to do at 12 o'clock. There's a specific team, but that's more than just DeMar. Yeah, I'm not worried about it as far as Zach LaVine is concerned because it's just so early. But I think Sam's point is early or late, it's just a lot of money.
So here's why Sam mentioned the Bucks specifically, because when Zach LaVine was on the Bulls, the Bucks were the other team that was pursuing him at the trade deadline. The Kings ended up getting him because they gave up everything they gave up, a franchise cornerstone player, and was willing. The Bulls only got back, expiring contracts mostly, or Trey Jones, who's actually been a decent player for them.
So, hey, he should be a King, by the way, but continue.
Yes, both of them should be, Zach Collins and Trey Jones. But hey, if the last segment told us anything, we can still get Zach Collins.
Great.
But the reason why was because they were going to have to move enough money to match Zach LaVine's contract. And once they moved Chris Middleton and bought out Damian Lillard, or I guess bought out is... They waived and stretched Damian Lillard's contract, so that money wasn't available to be traded anymore. The Bucks just can't trade for a player making more than $30 million. And I think that's kind of at the crux of the Zach LaVine conversation. It's not that nobody wants Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's averaging 28 points per game right now on high efficiency numbers compared to where he's been at his entire career. Like, people want that, but you'd have to give up $40 million worth of players in order to make that upgrade. And there's only so many players and combinations of players making $40 million that you can trade out. So that's kind of where the restriction on LaVine is what you'd have to give up in order to get him.
Yeah, and again, we have a team that we're going to talk about at 12 o'clock who might be interested in somebody from the Kings. But yeah, as far as Zach LaVine is concerned, I don't know, man. Is there any world, and I know you have this list, the 9 teams that could convince Zach LaVine to opt out this summer. These are just teams that have that cap space. The Nets, the Hornets, the Bulls, the Pistons, the Clippers, the Lakers, Portland, Utah, and Washington. I think a lot of these teams make sense. I'm actually going to start with a team. I'm not going to do the Clippers quite yet. I'm not going to do the Lakers. And I think all these teams make sense. I think Detroit makes sense. Everybody needs a shooter like Zach LaVine. And a shooter like Zach LaVine making, 38 is pretty appealing, right? And I don't know what it would be, but it ain't going to go from 40. That's the other thing. It ain't going to go from 47 to 32.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
We've done this calculation before, right? If Zach LaVine were to opt into this deal and hit the open market in 2027, what would Zach LaVine get? You have to do that and then spread out the extra money over the length of whatever his contract is, right? So if you think Zach LaVine would make $35 million a year in free agency in 2027, then you got to pay him $40 million a year for the life of his contract. Right. If you think he's worth $30 million, you got to pay him $36 million for the length of his contract.
Yes, and it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Even in the situation with Kyrie Irving, these guys aren't giving back money. They are dispersing the money differently.
Yes.
They're not, and I think me, myself, I had to realize that with this Kyrie thing. Hey, you can restructure and save some cash. Well, you're spending the cash differently. You're not saving cash.
Like if you're going to pay Zach, let's say $35 million next year, then you're going to have to find a way to pay him that $12 million, or I'm sorry, that $15 million he left on the table by opting out of his deal. So you're going to have to spread it out $15 million over the length of his contract. So yeah, probably let's say $40 million a year.
So the team that I saw, Kyle, that I thought was interesting was Charlotte, because I don't know what's going to happen with Brandon Miller, but he can't stay healthy. And unless they're going to re-blow this thing up again, Charlotte has some good young talent. And
Con Kneppel looks good.
He looks good. Maybe the only issue is maybe they already have a lot of Zach LaVine type of players on that squad. But that's a team where, not this season, but next season with this cap space, hey, you come down here, LaMelo can get you the rock, and we can do some things. That's a team I would keep an eye on, not just for Zach LaVine, but for a couple, because, yeah, this is pretty big for Brandon Miller. At some point, this is no disrespect. We wish you the best. And LaMelo, the same thing. We said at the beginning of the season, both these dudes, we got to see if they can finish the season. So that's just what it is.
Yeah, and the Hornets one, while they won't have $40 million in cap space next year, they do have next year an expiring $26 million-ish contract they could sign and trade in Miles Bridges. And while I'm a hard no on bringing Miles Bridges to the Kings, if the Kings were to go this route, you could just do it and then buy out Miles Bridges and say, yeah, goodbye. We're just using this to facilitate. Maybe they get a pick from the Hornets or something like that.
Our guy, Jack Dan, who covers the Kings and, of course, the Sac State Hornets, is at it again with the numbers. Kyle's favorite media member because he goes so deep with the number analysis. He has a number that says it ain't about Dennis Schroeder instead of Russell Westbrook or Russell Westbrook instead of Dennis Schroeder. How about neither of them should be starting? We'll tell you why that is when we return down south. Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen to the 49ers Red Zone Report daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Got some text coming through. Somebody saying we are. One of the problems is the radio station playing wannabe GMs. Okay. It's called sports radio talk, but we hear you. Don't be scared of the spooky GM talk. They didn't play last night.
I mean, pick a lane. Are you going sensual or spooky?
Yeah, I'm doing it all, and annoying. They didn't play last night. They don't play tonight. They play tomorrow. We're going to discuss the game tomorrow. We're going to discuss the NFL. It's a 4-hour show. That's a new one, though. You're being a wannabe GM. Okay, who cares? You can, too. Here's the thing. You can, too. Tell me, instead of saying you're being a wannabe GM, tell me what move you would do or what move wouldn't you do. People love this stuff. Okay, if they had played last night, we'd be talking about their loss and how they blew the game.
Speaking of anyone can be, armchair GM, Chris Watkins, great question. In that Hornets deal, could we get Tejan Salon?
See, man, Chris, don't play with me, man. But we need it. We need it.
Zach,
and we get it. He's 6'10", 20 years old, maybe 19.
Zach sign and trade, buy out Miles Bridges, Tejan Salon comes in at the power forward.
Here's another reason I don't know that it's going to work out is you look good, you feel good, you play good. Tejan Salon does not wear a good jersey.
What does that mean? His number?
It's just not a good jersey. Like Caleb Williams with his weird, like a gray arm sleeve. There's no other gray. Things got to match. Tejan Salon, he's got like the really long socks sometimes. Just doesn't wear a good jersey. Give me the chime in here, 916-339-1140. Who wears any sport? Who just wears a good jersey? You know who wore an awful jersey? Maybe this will help you, Kyle. Eli Manning wore an awful jersey. Just an awful jersey.
Because it was too baggy?
You know how certain quarterbacks, you can have the loose on the sleeves or the tightness on the sleeves. It was a bad jersey, but he balled out, so it was a little bit different. There's some Iverson wore a great jersey, right? He was his own style. He wore a great jersey. I think Steph wears a great jersey. Draymond, bad jersey.
I don't know how. I need a Kings example. I need something that's going to make more sense. I have no idea what this means.
Domantas Sabonis does not wear a great jersey. On this team,
it could be last year's team.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like, did Kevin Huerter wear a good jersey?
No.
Okay. Did Harrison Barnes?
It's fine. He looks like a stock basketball player. I think Malik wears a good jersey. I'm saying the shoes, the whole get up. Malik wears a good jersey. Malik signed to its overseas brand, so he's not wearing his Kobe's anymore. Yeah, but Malik wears a good jersey.
Yeah, I don't understand what we're doing.
You either got it or you don't. And that's just my opinion. There's some people that think that Eli wore, I don't know if anybody thought Eli wore a good jersey, but there's good jerseys and bad jerseys. Tejan Salon wears a bad jersey, and I saw him in the jersey. I thought, man, that's bad. That's bad.
You think we can correct this, or it's just going to be the case?
I don't know. I'm worried.
Has there ever been a player who's gone from a bad jersey to a good jersey? That's the next question we got to figure out.
I think so. We just have to think about it. Put our heads together. We were bringing up scary movies. 916 says, see, 916 gets it. Jason Williams wore a great jersey. Yeah, It's just it's an aura, it's a swagger.
But it's
a good jersey.
But that's Jason Williams.
Yeah, it's a good jersey.
It's I think that's more the things Jason Williams did in the jersey than the jersey itself.
279 says Allen Stiles, my whole government name. Allen Stiles, watch Hereditary. You'll bleep yourself. So can I tell you, I did watch, I got a confession. I watched Midsummer, which is from the same makers as Hereditary, because I wanted to warm myself up. Obviously, Midsummer is not as scary as Hereditary. I have a confession to make. I haven't done it yet, but every Halloween season, I sit there, whether my wife knows it or not, and I fire up the Hereditary trailer, and we try to make a decision. Are we finally ready to watch it? And we've been doing this for about 5 years straight, and I have wussed out every time. And now I have an excuse because we just don't have time with the 1 month old. But I will watch it eventually. But every year I turn on the trailer, I say, "Is this a year?" And we both say, "Can't do it."
Well, if you drag it out long enough, then eventually your children will be old enough to enjoy those movies, and you can all watch it together.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm not gonna have them. I'm not gonna have them doing it. Not yet.
No, I'm saying in 15 years. Well, maybe a little longer for the younger one.
This is a good one. I didn't know where this text was going initially, but they say, 916 says, "Yeah, honestly, guys, we listen all day long to 1140 Sports, and quite honestly, the continued airwaves full of trade talks and trade machine of old, way beyond prime guys is old. Why don't we really start talking about tanking, blowing this up, hoarding draft picks, something that might actually work and has yet to be tried?" Well, 916, here's the easiest way I can put this. You're not going to make everybody happy. And that's your opinion, right? So, and we do talk about tanking from time to time. But the first week of the season, right? 1-4, spending however much time you find fit talking about tanking is not fair to all of the fans, which I do think that it's the majority, or closer to the majority than the minority. It might be 60-40, whatever. All the fans that waited all off season for this season for us to say, "Oh, they're 1-4. Now, this is how some people think that I talk anyway, if you ask Kyle Draper. But, "Oh, they're 1-4. It's time to talk tank. This thing is over." That is unfair to Kings fans. Now, we run the Tankathon every day. It's the underlying theme. But I'm not going to sit here for an hour, because what good would that do? We all understand this team is not winning a championship, right? But what good would it do? And when we're bringing up, think about it like this. You're saying that we are, and we'll just call it a Fan Friday. So we're just going to talk to fans for the rest of the day. You're saying that we are, and I'm a fan of the team. I don't have to say you're a fan of me or not. You're saying that we're talking about trading players, old players in their prime. The last segment, we talked about John Collins. The last segment, we talked about young players expiring contracts to do what, 916? To get DeMar DeRozan off the roster to do what, 916? To give more time to Keegan Murray and to Keon Ellis and to Nick Clifford. So you just heard a segment, but you did not listen to the segment because you just heard trades. I'm not in the business of trying to make trades. What did I say? I said we can make a trade to, be a better fit, but I'm not necessarily trying to improve this team in that way. I've said that from day one. But I don't even know what talking about tanking, what does a conversation about tanking look like? Hey, I think this team should just lose, right? We're trying to get DeMar DeRozan moved on. We just had a conversation about moving on from Zach LaVine. It ain't easy. It takes two to tango. So a lot of times, and I love all of you so much, even if you don't love me back, even if you hate listen. I used to hate watch Alabama all the time. Even if you do it that way, I appreciate you. Thank you. I got diapers to buy. But regardless of how this season is right now, I don't even understand what a tanking. Hey, the Kings should just start losing, right? Or we talk about things that are unrealistic. Hey, the Kings should just sit DeMar and LaVine on the bench and Domantas Sabonis. Hey, the Kings should just give up Domantas Sabonis and a pick or Zach LaVine and a pick so they just don't have him on the contract. We can't talk about stuff that's unrealistic. So I hear you. I understand it's tough. This team is not a great watch, but you also have to hear me and hear what we're talking about. I'm not sitting here saying, oh man, if there's any way they can give me somebody past their prime, Kyle. Look,
Tobias Harris.
And at least he's on an expiring contract. We did have Tobias Harris. He's only 32, though. He's actually younger than half of the guys on the Kings at 32. Okay?
I was going to try and find an older person. They're all on the Kings.
They're all on the Kings or the Clippers.
Or the Warriors.
But we're not saying, go get this guy and he's going to make this team better. Everything that we're talking about when it comes to trades, there's a purpose. The purpose is to hopefully get younger. So we're saying the same thing, 916. But we're doing it in a way that is more realistic than simply, just giving away players, just waiving players, because that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. And the 916 just text back in. I do love you guys. We love you too. We love you too. But I get it. It's tough. It's not great. It's not a great situation. It's tough. And it's early on. Maybe one of these days, they're going to make you feel good at some point. Maybe it's tomorrow. Hopefully, look, not on ESPN, because if you got YouTube TV, you ain't watching. But I don't think it's on ESPN anyway. So whenever we do things, and whenever we're giving you guys these breakdowns, we're not under any misconception that this team is a move or two away. We pray that that's not what the front office thinks. When we give you trades and things to think about during your drive, or whether you're watching us on YouTube and me in this ridiculous Pinky from Friday wig or Pulp Fiction, it's because these are avenues that we think could happen. Moving Zach LaVine and including a pick just to get off of it, that ain't going to happen. So we're not going to talk about it. We're stuck right now. That's what Sam Amick is saying. That's what Brett Siegel said yesterday. Go check it out on YouTube. We're stuck. It's only week 2 of the season. We are stuck. One way to get unstuck. My segues are out of control today. This team,
Senor Segway strikes again.
This team could save us, 916. Don't move. We have a team, and it ain't the Milwaukee Bucks. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Ready to pregame for your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years where aloha is served daily. Located just steps from the arena, whether it's game day or a concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those fresh, delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
As the temperatures drop, keep your home cozy and your family safe with Maverick Electric Heating and Air, your local family-owned team you can trust. They care about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. This fall, schedule your seasonal tune-up to make sure your system is ready before the cold sets in. Visit MaverickElectricalServices.com or call Maverick Electric and let their family take care of yours this season.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento bar scene have closed or are closing, and I know the first one that I'm going to bring up was kind of a weird situation, but it seems like Tiger, the bar club, is closing. There have been a couple Sacramento Kings players that have been there. I will not name names, but yeah, Tiger is closing, I guess, indefinitely.
Yep, I had missed that one, but yeah.
Yeah, and the other one that is closing is Punch Bowl, which I have been to Punch Bowl, and Punch Bowl is closing. It was a huge venue, and I don't know what it's going to turn into. They had the mini bowling. My wife and I, we enjoyed ourselves there. I had a buddy randomly come into town, and I took him over there, and we had a good time. So yeah, it's tough sledding, man. We watch a lot of Bar Rescue, and bars are no joke, man. Bars can be tough. I know there are a lot of reasons why stuff can close, but that overhead and trying to keep people in the building, and I'll tell you this, I was talking to the roundtable guys about it too, and look, it's funny because even though the Kings have made money, the idea of the nature of humanity and hanging around during or before or after a game when your team is legitimately good versus when they're okay. Like that Beam Team season, I would imagine Punch Bowl, there are a lot more people hanging, not just the playoffs, forget the playoffs, but even throughout that season, we're pretty good. You go out, you go see a win. The human element definitely says you're going to end up staying out longer after a W than after an L. I know that I don't even got to look that up.
That was the whole idea of the DOCO, was that there would be that whole atmosphere. I'll give you another example of it. Athletics, West Sacramento. I saw countless stories of them interviewing local restaurant owners.
They thought it was going to pop.
They thought there was going to be tons of A's pregame people. There would be tons of A's fans, and it never happened. Not even the first week of the season, it ended up happening. And we saw countless stories of local business owners thought this was going to go differently, and it just did not, because to your point, it's really hard to get in and out of the baseball stadium because it's built for a minor league ballpark.
Yeah.
And people aren't sticking around at 9 p.m. on a Friday night after an A's baseball game that they probably left in the 8th inning anyways.
No, and to be fair, though, just from my experience with the Giants, it's more so about the pregame. After the game, baseball games are long. It's 10 o'clock. You got to get home, whatever it is. Because I think based on where Sutter Health is, it's much easier to get home. Giants, obviously, it's San Francisco. You got people coming from the East Bay all over. So you have a better argument, Kyle, that people would hang around because, and I know I'm saying this because I'm in Natomas versus somebody that, is in the 209 or something like that. But there are, even if you are Citrus, wherever it is, it's less of a mob than, let's take where I grew up, for example. Or even not, I don't even have to go Concord, which is 40 minutes away from the city. But if you live in Oakland, all right, maybe you get one nightcapperton before you head home. You're not there all night. At least with Sutter Health, it is fairly easy. I know it's not terribly easy. It's better than driving on the 50. But
I was gonna say, as long as you're not coming on 50,
it's easier than leaving Oracle Park.
Yeah, or Seattle.
So so the idea of, hey, let's hang around and let hang around, let the traffic die down. I think for baseball, pregame is way more important, and you're not gonna. And this is what goes to the game, Kyle. And this is different in basketball to me. You're not gonna pregame a team that stinks. You're gonna get in and get out.
Well, the other thing that's interesting too, that because West Sac, like the stadium is West Sac, but a lot of the restaurants and bars in West Sacramento are a little bit further down the street. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I don't know this for sure, but if I had to guess, Punch Bowl Social in Doco is equally as far away from the stadium as many of these restaurants.
Yeah,
so
I walked because I had to we did a hit at Tom's, right, for the station. And then I had to go to River Cats. I walked it. Yeah. It was pretty nice. It was crisp. It was a crispy, refreshing walk.
But I saw so many people, because I went to a lot of these games, whether they were on their bird scooters or their bikes or whatever, like they would go to the city and then come over to the game from the city. It was convenient enough. So anyways, it's the same kind of idea, right? To get back to the main point is like, a team that is good, you're more likely to pregame or more likely to hang out afterwards.
It's more of an event when the team is good because it's all part of it. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that for Punch Bowl because, honestly, I know I was wrong this year, Kyle, but I'm going to keep saying it. I do think that the A's are going to be at least more entertaining next season, and maybe that could have, and I don't know the exact reasons. I know I saw 83 employees are now, not working, at least at Punch Bowl, so we wish them the best. But I saw that, and the Tiger piece of it, obviously completely different because that's a club, that's a club, you get it popping out there.
I mean, that's where people would hang out. After what are the players going to do now afterwards?
Yeah, who is going to take the mantle for, hey, we are the number one spot for the young Kings players to hang out?
Yeah, because I was about to, sometimes the old ones too. I think one time I saw Trey Lyles.
Hey.
Not putting anyone's business out there in the streets.
The Unkskin Club too. Okay, the Unkskin, we don't discriminate. The Unkskin Club too, all right?
Yeah, but you were the one who said young people.
I'm very Yeah, well, that because I know I got some names. I'm not going to say the names, but I know some names.
I still, now that we're just on this point, I still thought it was funny. Do you remember years ago when Jimmy Butler got suspended and there was a fight or something, no, was it Luka? I can't remember. It was Jimmy Butler got suspended, and they were at the McCoonies down on 50. There was a viral video of them watching the game, and Jimmy was like, "Yeah," while the Heat were winning, and he had gotten suspended. And I'm watching this video closely. I'm like, isn't that the McCoonies down on 15th Street? And that's where they took. So what is the version of that where you're just randomly? Someone saw Luka at a Golden Corral a couple years ago.
Well, that is not. Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
Yeah, so it's where's the spot that you could just randomly run into? If no Tiger. Where's no Punch Bowl? Where's the spot you could randomly run into an NBA All-Star just around the city?
Yeah, and somebody's this is an opportunity for somebody's licking their chops, right? There's a bar, a club out there somewhere licking their chops.
Well, I will say we're doing very micro, but in more macro, that economy, man. Yeah. It's not going great.
Okay. Yes, fair enough.
Maybe there won't be a new one. Who knows?
Who knows? No, there will always be a spot for the players. 916-339-1140. A call line, text line available to you. We were going back and forth with a texter just about, some of the moves and the whole, two texters actually, and with some of the moves and the armchair GM thing. And I get it. We're, of course, later in the show, and we're halfway through now, we're going to get to the Kings-Bucks preview. Kyle, we're going to need an update, if we even have one. You might get that during the drive, guys, on Giannis, on Neek. So we got you. And Kyle brings up micro, macro. I think that's the tough thing. I think there are a lot of fans that want to have a micro conversation, which is, Allen, the Bucks and the Kings play tomorrow. It is the 6th game of the season. Let's talk about that. And there are a lot of teams that are a lot of fans that want to talk about the macro. Allen, the Kings are not getting to the playoffs. I do not care that the Bucks and the Kings play. So it's a balancing act for me. That's what I get paid to do, and I love it, and I'm always going to be very open with all of you as we're breaking this down. And Kyle, maybe that's a poll for Monday, right? Do you more so enjoy the micro or the macro when talking about the Kings? Because when we talked to Sean Cunningham, and he was more so referencing a lot of season ticket holders, he did feel like people didn't want to give up on the micro quite yet. Quite yet. It's been 5 games, right? Some people want to believe that they could turn it around, and there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In my heart of hearts, I think they could maybe get hot. I mean, they still played. I know the percentage went down in that in the game they just played, but I still think in the Bulls game, I still think about 50% of the season so far they've played at a level that's good enough to be an 8 seed. It's just that other 50, that's just an F, right? The problem is that's an F.
The problem is the defense has stretches where they give up tons of points because they're undersized. And I understand someone who makes the point, well, Keegan coming back will help with that. It is true. And Nick Clifford coming back will help with that. That is also true. But they go through stretches where they give up a ton of points. And then as Worldwide Wob outlined, the offense just gets clogged down sometimes. Like they score, but they don't score enough and efficiently enough to compete with better offenses.
There's no offense. There's no bread and butter. There's nothing to, when you're in doubt, do this. It used to be the DeMar DeRozan thing, but that has not been the case.
I mean, yes and no. Like that can be the go-to at the end, and they've struggled with that. But there are times where it's like, hey, Zach's hitting it. Just keep feeding Zach. Keep feeding Malik. Like, I don't think the offense is inherently like broken at all. It's just your best punch cannot beat the other team's best punch, even on a
no
everything going right.
It's not that it's broken. It's that there's no system. The Thunder have a system. It's 5 minutes, and the Kings had a system. The Kings kind of had a system last season. I know it was a little bit of, hey, is this DeMar or is this De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk? But they knew it was going to be one of those guys. There was a bit of a system. Now there's no system. The Thunder knew it is crunch time. All right, Shea, what do you want us to do, right? And be ready, shooters, Lou Dort, who had not made a 3 all game. Hey, this is where we make our money because Shea's probably going to get doubled and we're going to be wide open for 3s. They have their system. What you're saying is it's just very haphazard. Hey, just shooting from the hip. Hey, Levine's got it going. Hey, let's go to Levine. Okay, he's cooled off now. Who next? Right? Well, that's not an offense.
And that game specifically, like we can point to other examples like the Lakers, what they tried to do. But that game specifically was like, all right, we've got our punch with DeRozan and our counter punch with Levine. And the Thunder were like, we've got Lou Dort on DeRozan and Caruso on Levine. What do you got now? And they were like, we got nothing.
Yeah. Aaron Wiggins, all these guys. All right, it's time to do what we do and be ready because it's Shea time, and throughout the game, it really hadn't been that, even though we dropped, 31? 530 is talking about, brought up something about Punch Bowl. 530, yeah, I'm not going to kick anyone while they're down, but yeah, service is important. It's important. Like I said, it was a huge venue. That thing was big as hell.
They always had what was it? The tic-tac-toe thing out there. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, there was too much going on. Pick one thing.
It lasted a long time, even still.
Me personally, I hate the mini bowling. I would have not done the darts, right? Or they had, I think it was they had Pop-A-Shot and axe throwing. I would have gutted that, and I would have just kept the bowling.
Now instead of playing armchair GM on the Kings, you're playing armchair GM on restauranting.
Yeah. Now I'm John Taffer. I would just gut the Pop-A-Shot or move the Pop-A-Shot and gut the darts, even though I do love the darts. You just needed the legit bowling. There was like 3 lanes. So,
Jesus.
you got to keep people.
You just want to be bar rescue. Like,
I
this
do.
is not
and I want to start, and I want to fix the Kings. I want to do it all.
This is not an indictment of the people that ran Punch Bowl Social.
No.
He just wants to be bar rescue.
I'm just saying, we could revamp it. We get some batting cages in there. They're doing that in Texas. That's the new.
The new axe throwing is batting cages?
Well, the golf. The new Top Golf is batting cages, which, yeah, that with beverages, I'm sure you're signing a lot of waivers, but look it up, Kyle. It's the new hot thing.
I mean, respectfully, I can just go down to Arden now and do that.
It's the new hot thing. It's these Scandias, these cooler, these up-to-date Scandias. But give me some batting cage. Just gut the rest. Batting cages, okay, and a full bowling alley, and we're off and cooking.
Speaking of bowling alley, I just want to bring this up real quick before we move on. Did you see that fantasy football punishment that someone came up with where you have to get a 300 before you can leave, and you subtract pins by either drinking a beverage or eating a pizza? It's like
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like the sitting in a Waffle House challenge, but
right.
Someone was there for 11 hours.
No, that's crazy.
Trying to bowl to get to 300 total.
People are cruel. All right. That was fun, but we got to get back on track here. And it's a Halloween, so,
Got to get back to Armchair GM.
We got to get back to Armchair GM. It's about time. And I've been teasing this for about 48 hours now, so it's time to pay off the tease. Who is the team that can save the Sacramento Kings in the short term? It ain't the Bucks. It ain't the Hawks. It ain't the Pistons. None of these teams. You know who it is? The 2-4 Orlando Magic. That's who it is. They beat the Heat to start the season by 4. Since then, they lost to the Hawks. They lost to the undefeated Bulls. They lost to VJ Edgecombe's 76ers. They lost to Cade Cunningham and or Malik Beasley's Detroit Pistons. And they beat the lowly Charlotte Hornets. All right? They are careening towards the Celtics conversation with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Paolo Banchero has been a rough watch, okay? This is from Kevin O'Connor. This was before they beat the Hornets. Another ugly loss for the Magic. Still don't think they have enough shooting. But most concerning is the defense. Orlando gave up 121 to Miami and 136 to Philly. Didn't allow 130 once last year. Allowed over 120 only 9 times. They have losses to Philly, Chicago, and Atlanta. Rough. That's from Kevin O'Connor. Of course, like I said, they just beat the Hornets, who, they're not supposed to do too much. They're my sleeper pick to maybe slip into an 8 seed. But the Orlando Magic, they don't know what is missing. They don't know what they're going to be able to do. And this is from Bleacher Report, a list of realistic trade targets for the Orlando Magic. If the Sacramento Kings realize their mismatch of talent doesn't really equal a competent NBA team, Heat check guard Malik Monk could become available. And though he had a down year from 3 in 2024-2025, he gets them up in decent volume and shot 37.2% from deep over the 4 years prior to last season. Great note there. Swapping him for Jonathan Isaac would give the Kings a little more flexibility. Isaac's deal is fully non-guaranteed after 2026-2027. So I don't love Jonathan Isaac because he don't look at the basket, but he is good defensively when he's on the floor. The Magic right now, they just do not have enough scoring. I know Malik wouldn't necessarily help the defense, but clearly Jonathan Isaac ain't helping the defense either. And he's really not even – Kyle, we looked this up a couple days ago. He's not even playing a ton for the Magic so far.
No, they're playing more Tristan da Silva.
Yeah, that was Chris Watkins' boy in that draft. So right now, and they still have projections because it's so early, but per game right now, oh my goodness, Kyle, you know how many minutes Jonathan Isaac's playing right now, first 5 games?
I'm going to say it got to be like 15.
6.8 minutes a game.
What?
He's played in 5 games.
He's playing less than Devin Carter?
That's actually insane.
I don't think that's technically true, but
it's true enough. Spiritually, it's true based on the money he's being paid. 6.8 minutes per game. Now, Jonathan Isaac, what was this, 3-4 years ago? He was he was the dark horse. Go get you a Jonathan Isaac. He dealt with some injuries. The Magic decided to pull which team do we want to make fun of? Kind of pull a Brooklyn Nets, because you can't say the Nets because they actually did move off of their guys. They decided to pull a Utah Jazz with Lauri Markkanen to a lesser degree and a lesser paycheck. Hold on to him, or they wanted a crazy amount of draft capital for him. Didn't happen. Ends up getting injured. They pay him, and now he don't even play. And we just looked it up, Kyle. I mean, he's making a decent amount of money, which is why they'd be able to swap with Malik.
By the way, we have a correction on that, by the way, because you know how we were both marveling when we were coming up with this segment about how he has a 4-year contract? Mm-hmm. That 4-year contract is actually a 2-year contract, and it's not even a 2-year contract. It's a partially guaranteed 2-year contract. Jonathan Isaac needs to fire his agent. There's just no way around this. He needs to fire his agent because either he is stuck with the Magic making $15 million a year, or he will have complete unrestricted free agency. Because here's the thing. He makes $14.5 million next year. Only $8 million is guaranteed. He has to play 52 games for it to be fully guaranteed. The last 2 years, he has $30 million over 2 years, none of it guaranteed. You could just cut him and none of it is guaranteed.
But maybe it was the injury thing. I don't know.
I'm sure it is. If you're his agent, you can't negotiate a deal where either the Magic lock you in at $15 million a year or they can just get rid of you. This is a terrible contract negotiated by his agent.
Which I guess makes it an easier sell if you're saying, Allen, you're telling me you want Jonathan Isaac for the next 4 years at $15 million, but all the caveats you just said, it's not a normal 4 years, $15 million.
No, so it's $8 million guaranteed for next year. It's $0 guaranteed for the year after.
How does he get to 15?
It officially, if he plays 52 games.
So instead of the Zion weight thing, it's a Jonathan Isaac health thing. You have to play.
Once he has played in his 52nd game, it becomes fully guaranteed.
I love this. I actually love this.
Yeah, because it's a terrible contract for Jonathan Isaac.
Well, you can't make the club in the tub, though.
I'm saying he should fire his agent, and it makes it more appealing for the Kings if they're trying to unclog the jam, because he can play power forward, and if it doesn't work out and he truly is washed, and that's why the Magic aren't playing him, then you can just move on from him next year.
I think I did not know, and this is why Kyle, when Kyle wants to dig in and do his job, he's pretty dang good at it, because these little caveats and nooks, you go on Fanspo, you don't see this, right? You see 4 years, $50 million, and I say hell no. But now that you don't got to actually pay him unless he plays, let's do it, baby.
No, this is crazy. I went from this is one of the most crazy contracts in favor of Jonathan Isaac to Jonathan Isaac needs to fire his agent because this is a truly terrible contract. This looks like an NFL contract. Mm-hmm. Like it's a 4-year, $59 million deal with $23 million guaranteed. That sounds like an NFL running back.
Yeah, who's 32.
Yes, that sounds like an NFL running back's contract. Jonathan Isaac. Anyways,
is there a caveat? Not that it matters, but I wonder if there's a caveat for DNPs, because I mean he's barely playing now.
No, he just plays in 52 games is what it says.
So they could just, hey, we're not really playing him anyway. Let's save the money.
Yes. Literally, they could say if he got
this is incredible.
Well, not for this year. This year it's fully guaranteed. Next year, if he got to 50 games and they were like, hey, sorry about this. We just got to sit you down the rest of the season. They could do that.
And then you said the season after that, it's nothing guaranteed?
It's nothing guaranteed until he gets to 52.
That's incredible.
I mean, I say nothing guaranteed. He'll still get his paycheck per game, but the rest is, they could cut him at any point and not have to pay him.
He's 28
anymore.
years old. Yeah, he's 28 years old right now. Look, and obviously, I got to say it every time. I got a caveat. Malik Monk, favorite player, but that's something I would think about. Just the Magic in general, going back to Zach LaVine, money-wise, Kyle, the only thing I cooked up that would work, it'd have to be something else with my favorite player, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
It would have to be because he makes $35 a year. Now, that contract, no thank you.
Yeah, but I think the Magic are not in the position to get a big money contract, but they are in a great position to get one of these $15 to $20 million deals.
Yeah, so that's why I think Malik Monk makes the most sense. They might be a shady pick, honestly, Kyle, for a Dennis Schroeder. I know Dennis Schroeder doesn't shoot. They need shooting, but you know how I feel about the Paolo Banchero, let's do the LeBron thing. I mean, they just need to figure out what they're going to do. Let's do the LeBron. And I guess Shea is actually a point guard, but more so the Jalen Williams thing. Just go get an actual point guard.
Where I hesitate with that one, though, is they could have had him and they chose to just sign Tyus Jones.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Tyus Jones running around out there.
Yeah. I think Keon actually is a sneaky interesting, because we talked about this the other day, like who's Keon playing offense-defense with? If you went him offense-defense with Desmond Bane, I honestly think that's not a bad idea.
Keon for Anthony Black?
If you can't get Anthony Black, would you settle for Tristan da Silva?
I don't think they'd give up Tristan da Silva, but I would.
Okay.
I would.
Yeah, I think Anthony Black projects more favorably long-term for them.
I would do Keon and someone's going to clip this. Here we go again. I would do Keon for Tristan da Silva.
Okay.
I would.
I think that's actually a realistic possibility.
And it's not necessarily that I think Tristan da Silva is better than Keon. It's fit. And if we're gonna be fighting in regards to whether or not Keon's gonna close and all this stuff, well then go get somebody that you need. And Tristan da Silva goes 6'7", 6'8". When we return, all right, our guy Jack Dan, he does it again. Should Shooter be on the bench? Should Westbrook be on the bench? How about both? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
G.I. Linley, take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police.
I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-292-0975. 800-292-0975. Again, that's 800-292-0975.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Born in 1892 to a socially prominent family, she was the consummate athlete, proficient in golf, tennis, marksmanship, swimming, and car racing. Many considered her the greatest horsewoman of the century. She was a pioneer in the field of golf course development with 3 world-class courses on her resume: the Women's National Golf and Tennis Club, Cypress Point, and Pasatiempo. Working for SFB Morse of Pebble Beach fame led to her second golf course development, which many consider to be the greatest golf course in the world, Cypress Point, where she developed a lifelong friendship and professional relationship with famed architect Alistair McKenzie. Pasatiempo in Santa Cruz was her third development, where she hosted the likes of Bobby Jones, Will Rogers, Babe Saharias, and more. Today, her place is alongside many others in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Marion Hollins, a visionary golf course architect and pioneer of the game. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sacramento, the stages are heating up, and Sactown Sports has your tickets to the biggest live shows coming your way. Kick things off with hometown favorite Tyler Rich, bringing that California country sound to Ace of Spades on November 22nd. Then crank it up with Spike and the Gimme Gimmes, the punk rock supergroup that knows how to throw a party, November 29th, also at Ace of Spades. Need a laugh? Don't miss comedy legend Mike Epps, live December 5th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. He's guaranteed to have you rolling. And keep the music going with rising country star Larry Fleet, December 6th at Ace of Spades. Smooth vocals, killer songs, and all the good vibes. Then mark your calendar for Brooks and Dunn, April 25th, 2026 at the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno. It's going to be neon lights, boots, and big hits. Catch all the action on the Sactown Sports live events calendar at sactownsports.com and keep your weekend's game time ready.
He's at it again. And, you know, you got to be careful here when it comes to talking Russell Westbrook. But he came to a decision based on some of these numbers, and we're going to tell you what they are right now. So the data through 5 games, these are the Sacramento Kings on and off net ratings through 5 games. And obviously a net rating is the combination of offensive and defensive rating. So these aren't the actual players. These are the players when they are on the court. All right. So I'm going to go through the main guys that have been playing and give you what Jack Dan's assessment has been. Be sure to follow him on social media, on X, on TikTok. Great stuff. Malik Monk, the net rating for the team when Malik Monk is on the floor, 4.2. Malik Monk, the net rating when Malik Monk has been off the floor, a minus 14.5. He's been so good. He's been so good. All right. Keon Ellis, net rating of the team when he's on the floor, 2.0. Net rating of the team when he's off the floor, minus 12.4. Again, Keon hasn't had the same amount of time, but, you know, he's still a huge presence. DeMar DeRozan, net rating when he's on the floor, negative 5.0. Net rating when he's off the floor, negative 4.1. So they are slightly better based on who he's been playing with him off the floor. Again, this is not them. This is based on who they've been playing with, which is the whole point. Russell Westbrook. I am very afraid to say this out loud. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he must be like plus 100, Allen.
Net rating with Russell Westbrook on the floor, minus 7.7. Net rating, and this is via Data Wrapper, by the way. Net rating with Russell Westbrook off the floor, negative 5.1. Again, based on who they're playing with, right? Zach
I'm sure
LaVine.
that there's great substitutions for Westbrook.
Yes. Zach LaVine, net rating with him on the floor, a negative 9.2. Net rating with him off the floor, a 9.0. See, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
That they're about the same?
Yeah. Or, well, no. I mean, they're better. I mean, based on this, net rating off the floor is better. It's a 9. It's a -9 with him on the floor. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I guess it's just a defense thing.
Yeah. DeMontis Sabonis, -13.6 with him on the floor. Off the floor, 5.0. Dennis Schroeder, a -14.7 on the floor. Off the floor, a -15.8. So what does all this mean? It means that the collection of these guys playing together isn't working, right? And how they're going about it. It's not about them as players. It's about who they're playing with. So Jack Dan's verdict, this is what he says. My verdict, Malik Monk and Keon Ellis should be your starting backcourt because of how well Malik Monk is playing offensively and, of course, what Keon is bringing defensively. And they're the only two guys in the rotation that are positives on and negatives off, which is insane.
Yes. And now that I've had a closer look at it, it seems like this is kind of a small sample size situation.
Yeah, only 5 games.
Well, and also Malik is shooting 52% from 3. So, yes, if Malik Monk is a 52% three-point shooter, then yes, it would make sense that their offensive rating is at its highest when Malik Monk is on the floor.
Even if let's say he gets down to a realistic 39.
Then I would just want to see the numbers. Look, as much as I am the objective nerd here, I will make the point that, like, if I tried to pull up our O LeBron, D LeBron, G LeBron, B LeBron ratings right now, they'd be almost completely worthless because you don't have a large enough sample size for it to be representative of the season. But I do think there's some underlying truth to the fact that their net rating declines significantly when it's Dennis Schroeder.
I was going to say, that's the one.
Like, the Schroeder 30.5 is the one.
Yes, and Kyle's talking about the net rating differential on and off the floor. That's actually insane.
Like, the other ones I can explain away by saying small sample size. The Schroeder one, I'm like, even if we explain small sample size, I don't know how much of a difference we're really making here.
So if we don't want the Westbrook fan club to be mad at us, it's not really about Westbrook. And starting Malik Monk and Keon Ellis, it's more highlighting that Dennis Schroeder has been very bad to start the season.
Speaking of which, did you see Dave pulled an Allen Stiles and cowered in fear at the Westbrook people?
No, he did it on the air, and then he made a whole tweet paragraph and MLA format about it.
Yeah, making fun of them, but not making fun of them. To the Westbrook one, like I honestly don't think Westbrook fundamentally has been the problem. As long as he's shooting 50% from 3, he's making them better on offense. I think the underlying problem is, why are they playing him and Dennis Schroeder and Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, all of whom historically are net negative defenders in a unit? And again, I get that they're shorthanded, but I think the Schroeder Westbrook point, I do think there's an argument for not playing either of them at any point. Going back to the Monk Ellis thing, I don't know if that's the answer.
You can't. And that's why my takeaway was Dennis Schroeder has to be better. You could start one of them and start Westbrook if you wanted. I think I said yes, World Series, but he can get the job done as a center fielder, but he is a good right fielder. Dennis Schroeder is a good second point guard. He can start for you in spots. Aaron Judge can play center field for you in spots, and he'll be fine for the most part besides the World Series. But again, if you're starting Aaron Judge and I get it, he should have caught it, but if you're starting Aaron Judge in the World Series at center, okay, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, that's not for that. That's for Cody Bellinger or whoever it is injured and you need somebody to just hop in center for a couple games. That's different to, we are in the World Series and we are starting Aaron Judge. And for Dennis Schroeder, hey, we need Dennis going to start a couple games. He's been hot.
Shooting hasn't been as much of a problem because they're hitting shots. Now, Frankie brought up the numbers that they're not shooting enough. I think they were like 26th in attempts per game. So while they're hitting at a high percentage, they're also not shooting a ton of threes because they're all shooting mid-range shots.
Yeah.
Which they're number one by a mile in mid-range and 27th in three-point.
No, they got that on lock every season. Every season.
Yeah, but like when your offense is number one in mid-range and 27th in three-point attempts, maybe you should step back to the three-point line a little bit more. Because I know I'm a nerd, but 3 points is worth more than 2 points. I got to crunch the numbers just to make sure, but last I checked, 3 points is worth more than 2 points.
And I know it was a lot of them, he had his foot on the line, but you know what else has let me down, Kyle? DeMar early on here. DeMar, I thought, was very respectable from three-point land last season, and I think that did help. Obviously, they were a 9 seed, but that did help. DeMar last season, he shot it at 32.8. I mean, nearly 33% for DeMar. He was taking 3.3 last season. This season, he just has not had it. He's only taking 2 a game in 5 games. He's shooting it at 30, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't even remember what he made. I think he's made, in a very small sample size, it's 0.6. So I think he made 1 or something. Maybe
for threes? No, because he had 4 in one game, didn't he? Or he had 3 in one game?
Look, here's the totals for you. He's 3 of 10. That's what he is, Kyle. He's 3 of 10 this season.
I think they were all in the same game. I'm going to look it up right now. No, okay, so he was 1 for 2 against the Suns and 2 for 6 against the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's taken 2 in the other 3 games combined.
And maybe it was a pipe dream, and it is still early. I thought that might be somewhere where we could see even more improvement from DeMar. Maybe he sneaks into a 34%, maybe even 35%. Obviously, he can shoot the rock. But, early returns are not there quite yet.
I mean, if you're playing against the Bucks, too, in the next game, I mean, you're going to be guarded by Kuzma.
What's that dude's name? AJ Green? Is he going to go off again?
I don't think it's going to be AJ Green.
He went off I don't know. He didn't even all I remember is they poured it on early, and that dude was making threes.
Yeah, it was like 51 to 27.
And that other dude, Andre Jackson Jr., who I don't even know if he plays. It gets time for them.
He might have gotten bumped for Thanasis or Alex.
Well, and Ryan Rollins, hey, former Warrior, he cooked the Warriors last night.
That's the thing. He's going to lock up Levine.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Which leaves, I told you he was going to be good, which leaves DeRozan on Kuzma.
I don't recall you saying that. When we return, we got the Daily Tankathon. I know this is turning into the top segment on the show, the Daily Tankathon. And there was a point guard out there that I did not want at all, and he's balling. Do I regret it? Let's find out. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
The excitement of the game is here, and so are the model year-end savings at Stockton Honda, the best Honda dealer in Northern California. Score big with low payments, more for your trade, and a huge selection. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study, recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
When the chill in the air sends shivers down your spine, don't let your home turn into a haunted house. Keep things cozy and safe with Maverick Electric, your local family-owned team you can trust. Maverick Electric cares about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. So before the real chill sets in, schedule your seasonal tune-up. Visit MaverickElectricalServices.com and let their family keep yours warm and beautiful this Halloween season.
The greatest show on dirt returns to Stockton Dirt Track, October 31st and November 1st. It's the 42nd annual tribute to Gary Patterson. 2 nights of all-out racing to the finish, crowning the 2025 champions on dirt. Tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. And, you know, we had such fun conversations along the way this summer. Let's think about this. If you segment the summer conversations, before we even get to Kuminga, we had the point guard convo. We had trade candidates, which that was always rolling because we didn't know what Scott Perry was going to do. But we had the point guard convo for a cool little while where we didn't know, because that was essentially, if I'm not mistaken, that was while the playoffs were going on. Because as soon as, you know, the season ended, free agency, that it was Dennis Schroeder. But while the playoffs were still kind of going on, there were conversations being had, and that kind of kicked off the off season before you got Dennis Schroeder, of course, and then from there, the Kuminga stuff started, and then it cooled off, and then it heated up, and then he was coming on that Friday, and then he didn't, and that's just how it went. So before we even got to all that stuff, there was a name that was thrown around that I was completely against, and I think most of us were completely against. And the reason I was against this person is for a couple reasons. Number one, he is not that young. Number two, he's getting paid a healthy amount of money. And when this team decided to make a move for him, nobody really understood what they were doing. Then they went and got another point guard who can't even play this season. And if you've been following along, maybe you know who we're talking about. And even as I'm looking at his contract now, it still seems ridiculous. I'm talking about one Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday making $32.4 million, which is now not that bad because you have Dame coming back next season, but he is going to get 34.8 after that. And then the dagger for me was that $37.2 million option for Drew Holiday at 37 years old. Now, wait. One of the reasons I said, hey, you can't go with Drew Holiday, he hasn't had to be an offensive player for 3 years, right? There's no way he's going to turn back into what he was in Milwaukee. Drew Holiday, last 3 games, 21.7 assists, 6 rebounds, 24 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 27 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Drew Holiday on the season is scoring scoring points at a clip of 19.6, 5.4 rebounds. Kyle, 7.8 assists. I know it's still early. 51% from the field, 38% from three. I don't know that it's convinced me to regret it because, hey, it is what it is. But as we're talking about, look, Dennis don't cost that, though. As much as I want to give Drew Holiday his just due, would I rather have Dennis at 15 or Drew Holiday, even this Drew Holiday at 32 and then 35 and then 37? Hell no. Where's the Michael Malone? I couldn't do it, man.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no.
So good for him. All respect. Salutations. Good for him and his family. I'm good over here. That's still a crazy contract to me.
It's the contract that's doing it for you, because in order to get him, they would have had to have moved either DeRozan, actually probably DeRozan, because it would have been DeRozan or Levine or Malik Monk and somebody else. So, yeah, that was kind of the only way to land him was a DeRozan or a Levine swap, which, again, maybe it balances out the roster a little bit more, but you would have compromised your future flexibility for the 26-27 season. And, they didn't have to include a pick in the trade, but potentially you would have had to have included a pick to make the deal happen.
It is funny, though. I know Anthony Simons, he was looking for a new deal, but it actually doesn't make a ton of sense that, let's get off of Anthony Simons' contract. It's kind of Atlanta Falcons-y to me. Let's get off of Anthony Simons' contract, bring in somebody who still has 3 years left on his deal, and then bring in Dame Lillard. I don't know why the Blazers did that.
I think the Dame thing was just hey, all parties involved want this to happen. I don't even know how much Dame is really going to play.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean,
that's the thing with these guys. I know Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant, but that's one dude that we haven't really seen. We've seen more of the boogies and those situations than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant might just be a freak. This upcoming season, and I know based on when these guys got injured, or I guess next season, we don't know how these guys, and I know Clay as well. I forgot Clay. Yeah. But Clay was not the same. Clay really wasn't the same. We don't know what the Jason Tatums and the Halliburtons, we don't know what, and the Dame at 36, we don't know what these guys are going to look like.
Yeah, with Dame specifically, I make the point, he, an undersized guard, just tore his Achilles at the same age Kobe tore his Achilles. And Kobe was not the same after he tore his Achilles. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Dame one was just, I think we put the Dame aside and say, hey, maybe he's going to play. Maybe he's just going to be the veteran guy who kind of leads everyone back. Whatever, they're just happy to have him back. As Dame was only going to play for the Blazers, and the Blazers wanted him back. But to your point about Holiday, would Holiday be doing this if not for Scoot Henderson being out to start the season?
And they didn't know that.
Exactly.
When they signed him. That's insane.
Even those numbers you're talking about right now are because they can play Holiday, Sharp, Advia, and Kamara at the same time.
Yeah.
But
to your point, there's no way he's doing this on the Kings.
No.
No way.
I don't think so. But also,
they would have still, in my opinion, I know money-wise would have been different, but it's a minimum. They would have still brought in Westbrook. They would have.
I also don't even think he'd be doing this on the Blazers right now, because the Blazers, if Scoot were there, they would give Scoot, either Scoot just ain't got it, or they would give Scoot the runway to try and be doing what Drew Holiday is doing right now.
To me, Kyle, it's one thing. It's one thing to bring up the contract and the 32.4 and the 34.8. That player option at 37.2 is one of the wildest things. At 37 years old, what were the Celtics? That is some, look, you get the champagne when you win. That is some champagne, Kool-Aid, championship, goodwill discussions and contracts right there, because that makes absolutely no sense. Zero.
I will say, though,
What could you possibly say?
how would it have looked if they had won a championship and let Drew Holiday walk in free agency?
But did they have to do this?
Probably not that, but they knew it was they were writing a check someone else was going to cash. They knew
they had no intention.
The whole time they were writing a contract somebody else was going to cash. There was no way Drew Holiday was going to finish out that deal on the Celtics.
Yeah, so good for Drew. Do I regret it? Because a lot of you like to get at me about the Jimmy Butler thing. Hey, Allen, you didn't want Jimmy Butler. Look at him on the Warriors. I still don't know if Jimmy looks like this. And this was before De'Aaron was gone. I still don't know if Jimmy would help the Kings as much as he's helped the Warriors. The Warriors are just a different breed. But I'll wear it. Fine. I did not think it was going to work, and it's worked out for the Warriors. I'm not wearing Drew Holiday. I'm not. That's just still too much money.
By the way, guess what else I just remembered? The guy who literally wrote the check doesn't even own the Celtics anymore.
Yeah.
So he was literally writing a check someone else was going to cash no matter what.
Yeah.
And now it's Portland's problem with their coach who's probably never going to coach them again because he got arrested by the FBI.
Oh, my goodness. That is something else. And, yeah, we were talking just with people that were up there like that day, and they weren't sure what was going on. And then the game went on, and then he gets arrested. Crazy.
Yeah. And then Bjorkgren, we found out later, he's the assistant coach who filled in before. He was like, Chauncey's my homie. I can't do it to him. I'm going to turn down the interim job. And then they had to ask Tiago Splitter to do it, which is also crazy. That Bjorkgren's like, no, he's coming back. I'm not going to take the chair of my guy. Nope. Brother, even if Chauncey does not get suspended by the league or banned indefinitely, he's not coaching the Portland Trail Blazers ever again.
No. And it's funny because a lot of people like go on and they say, oh, well, I know this. Look, man, this is all, I'll say it this way. If something is going down, right? If something is going down, I'm not going to hop on social media and say, I know this You don't know what people be doing. And I'll say that for just regular life as well. Do not put your neck out, or do not put your word on the line for somebody. Look, even I would even say family, but do not do anything like that unless you know without a shadow of a doubt. And I guess they're still going to find out what's going on with Chauncey, but the amount of people that hopped on and said, I know, Chauncey, do you? Because then that lives forever. I've been screenshot before. You can't delete as quickly as you used to on Elon's X. So be careful. Hey, it's a couple. And Kyle, you know what? And not to necessarily take it there, but the Mark Sanchez thing too. It's a terrible situation, but everybody came out and said, whoa, what's going on? Mark is, and I'm not saying he's not a good guy, but why are you saying anything? We don't know.
There were so many people who, when the story first broke, were like, such a terrible thing couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, hoping for his recovery. And then it was like, oh no, actually Mark Sanchez beat up the delivery driver.
And that's not to say that Mark Sanchez isn't a good person, but on specific situations, just chill. You don't have, hey, you don't need, it's like the Dave Chappelle, where is Ja? Ja Rule he's joking about the tragedies. We don't need to hear from you right now. There's nothing you can gain from that. When we return, Kings Bucks preview. Who's in, who's out? What do we know so far? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap Good RX. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting. Just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Balsam Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
You know what that sound means? Means we are in the last hour of the show for the week, which should be a joyous occasion. But when I got to hear this song, who is it by The Doors?
The Cure.
Oh.
So about 40 years later, you were off by 40 years.
Bleachers?
Let's see. I think the Doors lead singer might have died before the lead singer of this band was born.
I cannot believe this, man.
This has become my favorite bit of the week, and no one can see it because I don't put it, it's not on YouTube yet, but just every time Alan hears the beginning of this lovely song, just is just every time you get the...
It's just so not, it's just not a real song to me.
It's so good.
It's just not a real song to me.
Friday, I'm in love.
Yeah. Yes, sure. All right. The Kings will be taking on, we got NFL coming up in this hour. Of course, we got to preview the games that matter. We do not go through all of them. We go through the ones that matter. And by the way, I did a little preview to see, to tell my wife, hey, do we want to try to do something Saturday? Like I said, I got a birthday tomorrow. And I'm also running, by the way, a shout out anybody else that is running around. I know a couple different cities are doing it, but I'm doing I don't know if I'm doing it with the wig on, Kyle, because it's very itchy, but the Dia de los Muertos 5K in Natomas. So it's my first 5K since tearing the old Achilles a couple years back when going down the stairs sideways and things like that. So I'm excited. I feel good about it, Kyle. I've been doing my runs around Natomas, so no more fishermen, by the way. I guess it's too cold, or I don't know if somebody cracked down. It wasn't me. I promise you it wasn't me. It was not me, but I haven't seen a lot of fishermen. I've been training for a couple weeks, Kyle. I know it's just a little 5K. I got friends that are doing half marathons and marathons, but this is just to get me, wet my whistle a little bit and get me back into the swing of things.
Just to clarify, you signed up for this weeks ago. This was not yesterday. You decided to do this after the Westbrook fans called you Tubster.
No. This is before This is before being called Tubster by Russell Westbrook.
Yes,
fans.
before Russell Westbrook fans fat shamed you, even though you're not fat.
This is before that.
Yes, you. This is not just an impulse decision because the Westbrook fans hurt your feelings.
Now, did I train a little harder? Then yes, I did.
You ran an extra mile yesterday.
Yeah. So if anybody's gonna be out there, hit me up at @the_Styles File Styles with an I on my Instagram and let me know, and we can be running buddies and struggle together. So I got that. But yeah, I brought that up, Kyle, because I was double checking what Sunday looked like. So Niners have the morning game because they're in New York, and then the Raiders are taking on the Jags. That's in the afternoon.
You're not going to watch that, are you?
I don't. That's the one. Hey, babe, if you need to do something between the morning game and you know what the problem is? Tomorrow Sunday is a big problem. Why? Bills Chiefs.
Yes.
That is and we'll get into it.
Oh, it's Bills week, baby.
Yeah, we'll get into it a little bit in about 15 minutes here in the next segment, because Steve Smith Sr. doing what he does best, roasting young receivers. He destroyed Keon Coleman. Can't teach a dog how to bark. That's what he said. Where does he come up with? I mean, it's incredible. I don't know where he comes up with this stuff, but I have been roasting Keon Coleman the whole time. Let us not forget, this is actually the Keon Coleman Xavier Worthy Bowl, because they let Xavier Worthy get to the Chiefs. Then they took future possible bust Keon Coleman. With all that being said, Kyle, what is my lock of the day for receiving yards? Keon Coleman.
Over? Okay, I wasn't sure if you were saying because Steve Smith.
It's so obvious. So obvious.
Because I know the last time this happened, it was Jerry Jeudy versus him, but Jerry Jeudy played like garbage the week that Steve Smith called him out. Now, he ended up going on to be better, but if I remember correctly, the week Steve Smith called him trash, Jerry Jeudy had an awful game.
Keon Coleman, that first game against the Ravens, he had over 100 yards and a tutty and a touchdown, and he's been terrible since. Bills fans are going back and forth saying, is it the scheme? They want him in the slot, but they got Shakir in the slot. So this is a this should be a banned game because there's way too many options. Either two teams that have way too many offensive options. This should be a banned game, but of course this is not a banned game. This is the game. The game. So I don't know. And then I don't know we'll discuss the night game, but basically I told my wife we can do something after that game because I don't think the night game.
The night game is Seahawks Commanders with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. No. What do you want to do? We can go to we're gonna sneak, I think, to the pumpkin patch one more time before it's all said and done.
Yeah, NFL got kind of screwed because they put Washington in all these primetime games, and then Jaden Daniels got hurt. Now Washington's like awful to watch.
There you go. So yeah, we got some football talk coming up for you. Unfortunately, just based on timing of this show, no updates from the injury perspective. Giannis was very bizarre. He was probable essentially all day and then simply was out. Are we going to do the thing again? And Steve Kerr yesterday said the last couple of years they're like 0-12 when a team star doesn't play. And I said, Steve, come on now. Let the big dogs eat.
You got the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah,
meme.
Steve. Let me introduce you to the Sacramento Kings. Are we going to do that thing, Kyle, where we're actually more work? Because I didn't feel like this with the Thunder, and they ended up losing anyway, and it was a good game. But are we going to do the thing where, oh, no, we want Giannis to play because if he doesn't, we always play bad when the best player – stop it. If Giannis can't go, that is a great opportunity for the Kings. That is, and obviously we want everybody healthy. It seems like he's dealing with just a little something. But I am not doing, in no shape, way, shape, or form, I'm going to say, oh, no, Giannis isn't playing. What are the Kings going to do? Because I have no clue what they're going to do if he does play. That's my problem.
So you know how we talk about, Giannis plays great against everybody type situation? I think Giannis, I would have to look it up. I think Giannis plays better against the Kings than he does any team in the NBA. Like, statistically, we can almost prove it. Since the year they won the championship, which is as far back as I'm going to go, in average games against the Kings, he's played 8 games, averaging 35 points, 12 rebounds, 9.5 assists. He shoots 58.8% from the field. Like, Giannis just goes...
So what you're saying is, there's no way I'm sitting because I'm going to eat.
Giannis, if you had to guess, what do you think Giannis's low in terms of points was against the Kings since the year they won the championship in 2021?
I'll say 28.
It's 27, and he had a triple-double in that game.
So he's playing.
Here's his point totals. I'm just going to go up in total since he's played. The 8 games against the Kings. 27, 30, 32, 33, 35, 36, 38, 46. Like, Giannis crushes the Sacramento Kings because the Kings have never had a big able to guard him. It's been Rashawn Holmes. It's been Sabonis. One time they put Alex Len at the center position. During that game last year where they were down 51-27, at some point they eventually gave in and had Keegan guard him. No luck. Like, they have literally no answer on defense for Giannis because they've never had a lengthy shot-blocking center.
Yeah, they have less of an answer now. Real quick, our guy Ramsey is letting us know, and I think I did see this too. Yeah, Jaden Daniels is back. He's active.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is playing this week.
So that makes that game a little nicer. That makes that game a little bit. I'm still gonna have to sacrifice it. But honestly, I might do something in the morning. Do I need to watch Niners, Giants? If I got to sacrifice one of the slots, that might be the slot. I don't know.
I mean, we'll talk about it in a second. Just real quick, we don't have an updated injury report yet, but Kevin Porter Jr. has been out for a while for the Bucks, so he's probably not going to play. Obviously, Keegan's not going to play. No Nick Clifford update. His reevaluation date is today, so no update on what that's going to look like. And then we'll see beyond that who's going to play. Giannis didn't play yesterday, but didn't matter. Bucks won. Literally all 8 rotation players for the Bucks were in double figures.
Yeah, Ryan Rollins kind of led the crew there. It was, I'm trying to double check here. It was left knee soreness for Giannis.
Okay.
Left knee soreness. And also, based on this, that was their first loss. Or excuse me, no, they won. So they're 4-1.
I think that was the Warriors' second loss.
Second loss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be tough if you look at kind of the breakdown of who's been balling. Let's just assume that Giannis is going to play.
By the way, their one loss to the Cavs, Giannis had 40, 14, and 9.
Yeah. The Miles Turner against the Warriors, he had 17, 7, and 3. Kyle Kuzma actually had double-digit points. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds. Gary Trent Jr. had 13 points in 30 minutes. Ryan Rollins, he was the one, man. That was his former team. Y'all could have had me instead of you should have drafted me, like Lucas said to Vlade. It was you moved me and Patrick Baldwin along with Jordan Poole.
Is this like that? This is like that one time that Harrison Barnes had 28 against or 37 against the Warriors.
Ryan Rollins, 8 assists as well, 32 points. AJ Green, who kills the Kings. I saw him make at least 2 threes last time.
You're so scared of him.
10 points. Taurean Prince, 10 points. Bobby Portis, 12 and 5. Cole Anthony off the bench, 16 points. That's very balanced scoring there, Kyle. I don't like this. I don't like it with or without. Because even like a Taurean, who's guarding Bobby Portis? Who's guarding, Miles Turner, we know Sabonis will. But who's guarding Bobby Portis?
Sabonis is guarding Miles Turner. Sabonis is guarding Giannis.
Yeah, I guess I said, I guess my point was, even if Giannis doesn't play, I don't like this.
Yeah, because they could just put Miles Turner and Bobby Portis together.
Yeah. This is not good. It's not good. I mean, the guard play, You have to beat them somewhere. You have to beat them somewhere. Can you beat them in the guard play? Can DeMar DeRozan make some things happen?
Let's see.
What matchups are you going to win?
Yeah, let's see if we can get a guess the spread available yet. I don't know if they come up with it this early. Yeah. It's too early, but that's okay. I'm guessing preemptively for tomorrow, if we want to just throw it out there, it's probably going to be like $8.5.
Yeah, if Giannis is playing, on the road. And these things are going to get more dicey the more the Kings lose. Because Vegas just said, well, we tried to give you 4.5 to the Bulls, and you didn't even cover. So, yeah, Kyle, I'll try to give them a little bit more respect. I'll say 7.5. That's my guess.
One more point of respect.
Yeah, a little one. That's all you get.
You just get one extra little point.
Yeah, so as far as the matchups are concerned, you'd have, at least Gary Trent, you're definitely starting Russ. That goes without saying. And Kyle Kuzma most of the time guards himself. But he did have a good game. They had 8 guys in double figures, Kyle. 8 guys in double figures against the Warriors.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Their entire rotation scored in double figures, except for Amir Coffey, who's still hanging around.
Yeah, he played 13 minutes and did not score a point. So Gary Trent matches up with Russell Westbrook, Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, you could put DeMar on Kyle Kuzma. I think that's fine. Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner. I guess who's getting banged from this lineup? Is Kuzma coming off the bench if Giannis returns? Has he been starting in every game? Or is one of the guards?
Let's go to the tape. Let's see. Against the Knicks, they started they had Kuzma off the bench.
Okay.
Let's go to the Cavs game they lost. They had, Kuzma coming off the bench. So Kuzma's the one who moves to the bench.
Is this a Isaac Jones night? Just based on body type? Or do you just, you know what? Crazy to go double big here with Eubanks?
I wouldn't. I think you can survive with...
With who?
with Devin Carter and Keon Ellis.
I thought you were going to say Westbrook.
Starting lineup, I don't know, dude. I guess DeRozan.
I think Westbrook will be guarding Giannis. I honestly believe that.
No. Westbrook might guard Miles Turner. Westbrook's not guarding Giannis. Sabonis is guarding Giannis.
I don't know what's better. I really don't. At least Miles Turner, to your point, he's not really crazy in the post.
Yeah, I know Miles Turner is technically a center and Giannis is a power forward, but in their offense, Giannis is the center and Miles Turner sits in the corner and shoots threes. So treat Miles Turner like he's the 4. And then when I phrase it like that, it's got to be either DeRozan or Westbrook.
On Miles Turner.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, he can guard Westbrook 1 through 5. So that's the good thing.
Also, are they going to... You can't really spam double teams at Giannis. It's not the same as like a perimeter player who goes as well. Because if you spam double teams, he's just going to kick it out and you have an open 3.
Ryan Rollins going to kill you. James Knight on the chat says, is Giannis playing? He didn't play last night. Yeah, we're not sure yet. We're basically doing 2 versions of the Bucks, right? One with, one without. Now, if Giannis doesn't play, and we assume that they just do what they did against the Warriors, this is much easier. You would have Westbrook on Gary Trent. You would have DeMar on Kyle Kuzma, Sabonis on Miles Turner. You might be I don't know. You might be putting
Schroeder on Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well, Schroeder on Ryan Rollins, and then, Zach on
AJ Green.
Yeah.
And they're going to be switching and doing all sorts of stuff. If you remove Giannis from the equation, the Bucks are not that big of a team. So again, you can do kind of the same lineups you've been running against the Bulls, against the Suns. It's like you've been saying all week. They're just trying to survive, right? And if Giannis is in there, the Bucks are going to have the size advantage. But if you remove Giannis, it's at least kind of about the same.
If the Bucks ended up messing around and winning the whole thing, would Dame get a ring?
For this year, no, because they got rid of him before the season.
How crazy would that be? I know they're probably not going to, but how crazy would that be?
If they despite shooting themselves in the foot with one of the worst trades of the last few years. And again, it wasn't a bad idea to trade for Dame. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like one of the worst trades in the NBA, and doesn't matter. Now we win with Ryan Rollins and Gary Trent.
The Bucks, like we said, they're 4-1. Who they've beaten along the way. They've beaten the Wizards. They beat them by 13. They beat the Raptors 122-116. They lost to the Cavs by 5. They beat the Knicks by 10. And then they beat the Warriors by 10. So that's a pretty decent group. At first, when I saw the Wizards and Raptors, I thought, all right, well, what are we doing? But yeah, they still went 2-1 between the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Warriors. So that's pretty respectable. They do, after that, they have a little back-to-back themselves with what's left of the Pacers and then the Raptors that Monday, Tuesday. But looking a little bit ahead for the Kings, they're going to play that game on Saturday, and then Monday they head to Denver, Mile High, to take on the Nuggets. And they get a day off, come back home to take on the Warriors. That's not no back-to-backs quite yet until after that they'll get the Thunder again on that really cool gray court for the NBA Cup. They'll get the Timberwolves, and I think that this is the one that Anthony Edwards will still be out for, we believe, possibly.
We'll see.
It's going to be close.
Let's assume yes. You know what? We need a break. Let's assume yes.
And then you have a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday with the Nuggets and the Hawks at home, but Nuggets and Hawks. And didn't they split? They definitely lost to the Hawks once last season. I think they split with them.
Well, they definitely lost the one where Dyson Daniels
they lost. That's what it was. They lost at home and then beat the Hawks on the road.
I think that's true. Also, I think if I remember correctly, that Denver game is the first of those 8 p.m. garbage, NBC. We're starting the game so late.
Let me double check.
So
that's at 8.
Yeah, so it's a capital B back to back, even though you're at home, because they're starting one of them at 8 p.m.
So there you have it. I think the Kings will have a shot at this if Giannis doesn't play. If he does play, it's just too much beef. It's just too much beef between him and Miles Turner. You just don't have the whole. I mean, that's why I said, hey, bring up the Eubanks, Maxime Reynaud, and we were going to spend some time on Maxime Reynaud. You could throw him in the pool if you wanted to, Kyle, but I don't know. I think you're just waiting for Stockton to get rolling. Wanted him to be a little bit further along, but just wasn't the case. I think that's fine. Once he gets to Stockton, though, he's the number one priority. He is the Maxime Reynaud should be putting up whatever a game. He should be averaging hopefully over 20 points a game in Stockton.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
I mean, I was going to say Devin Carter, but Devin Carter's in the rotation now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and good for him, but Devin should be in the rotation. I think Maxime Reynaud, not your guy that you love to bring up. What's his name? Elmer?
Oh, John Elmore.
John Elmore.
I keep calling him Jake Elmore because that was the third baseman for the Diamondbacks however many years ago.
Yeah,
but
it should be the Maxime, because the only reason I'm not bringing up Nick is because I think Nick will play. But, these 27-year-olds that they got, Maxime, everything should run through Maxime. And I know a lot of you go to Stockton Kings games. Let us know when you get out there. I might get out there too. But this should be all about Maxime Reynaud and putting their best foot forward to ensure that this kid is put in a good situation to continue to grow.
Yeah, I mean, and they'll probably run him alongside Dylan Cardwell too. So maybe that'll even be play him at the 4 a little bit, get him some of that run alongside a traditional big.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the season, I would have thought, hey, should we even have a conversation? Shouldn't we be talking about Maxime on a night like this when the Kings are going to face Miles Turner and Giannis? But yeah, he's not ready yet, and that's okay.
Yeah, he's going to be more of a project, right? And Maxime talked about this. I think it was at Summer League, where it's like, hey, if I'm going to be a contributor right now, I'm going to be a shot blocker and a 3-point shooter, and those are part of my game that I have to develop. And while we all hoped he would have came in and played excellent defense and blocked a shot per game like Khalil, we all hoped he'd be Khalil Ware. It seems like that's just not the answer right away.
I got a good one for you. I think this is a really good one. What is more likely to happen? And we can say in a shorter amount of time. What is more likely to happen? Maxime Reynaud gets where the Kings need him defensively and even offensively. I think we still need to see more from him offensively, but the idea is he can shoot. Maxime Reynaud gets where he needs to be offensively, or defensively, or Dylan Cardwell gets where the Kings need him to be in order to play him more offensively. What is more likely to happen?
More likely, I would say Maxime, but I don't know why. I think I'm just doing it because he's a higher pick.
I think it is Maxime, and the only reason I would say it's Maxime is because it will be difficult for Dylan Cardwell has made his bread and butter, his time at Auburn, War Eagle, being this guy, and now, I think they should have seen this coming. Him, the coaching staff, they should have been developing more offensively, but, it's funny when you're trying to win basketball games and you're so good and you're so powerful, it's hard to say, hey, Dylan, now go stand in the corner for absolutely no reason. And these guys, the coaches, their job is to win basketball games. But trying to turn him into, I guess the level is how much do you need offensively? But the idea, I just think it's still pretty low levels either way. They're not ever going to need Dylan Cardwell to be a third option, even a fourth option. You're not really going to need Maxime to be Rudy Gobert. But I think that Maxime can just, because of his offensive skill set, I think it'll be easier for Maxime to just do a little bit more defensively and be, hey, that's good enough to get in the game, versus Dylan is much better than Maxime defensively. But if he doesn't have any type of offensive repertoire now, developing that at the NBA level, I think that's harder than timing on blocking. And maybe I'm underselling defense, but timing on blocks and getting a little bit better when you're already big as hell, like Dylan Cardwell, like Maxime right now. So I would say it's Maxime. I think they might expect a little bit more from Maxime than Dylan defensively than they would expect from Dylan offensively. But my guess would be Maxime. Let's discuss the NFL Week 9, what we're into, what we're not. And, of course, we got a little bit of prop talk. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
For 77 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 77th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex Decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I
was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit revivemenshealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
30 more minutes with ya. Off trick-or-treating. This is where you might be. So we got Hereditary. When I was a kid, I was in 4th grade. I had a sleepover. Watched Sixth Sense, and it scared the bleep out of me. Absolutely scared the bleep out of me. It was actually on yesterday. I said I came downstairs, just scrolling through, and I still didn't. It was towards the end, but I didn't watch it.
Isn't that the movie with like Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I see dead people. That I was 9 years old.
Wait, sorry, I'm doing Fifth Element. Sorry.
No, yeah. Fifth Element is always on at like the random bar that refuses to play sports.
Yes.
It's just always on.
It's also always on cable.
Yeah.
Like you'll be flipping through and it's just like, oh, hey, the Fifth Element is on, which I guess they know like people will stop on it.
Yeah. So Hereditary, we know people love Hereditary. The Conjuring, I did not see the newest Conjuring. I thought Conjuring when we did Crosstalk, and I think it was rated the scariest movie.
Yeah.
I thought Conjuring, you said Insidious, Kyle. I thought Conjuring was going to be up there. Conjuring was not there. I did not see the newest Conjuring. What is it, The Last Rite? But we've seen, I think, 2 of the Conjurings. And, yeah, they get down. They definitely get down.
The last one was not super scary. But it was pretty good. I think they were on 4 now. Now they've jumped forward in time, and the kids are college age now, so that one wasn't terrible. This is according to Rotten Tomatoes, top 10 scariest horror films of all time. As Jason mentioned, number 1, The Exorcist. Number 2, Hereditary. Number 3, The Conjuring. Number 4, The Shining.
Wait. Start over.
Sorry, The Exorcist. Like
this is
Jason
the list
said.
from Jason. Yeah.
This is according to Rotten Tomatoes. Yes. So number 1, The Exorcist. Number 2, Hereditary. Number 3, The Conjuring. Number 4, The Shining. Number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Number 6, The Ring. Number 7, Halloween 1978, so the original. Number 8, Sinister. Number 9, Insidious. And number 10, It.
Okay.
Which weird they said It number 1. That one's not that scary.
Is Alien a scary movie?
It's kind of more sci-fi.
Right? Because like Predator, those aren't scary movies to me.
Those are sci-fi. Predator is tough. Because Predator, it's not really science fiction as much. It's just like monster movie.
Yeah.
So are we differentiating scary movie and monster movie?
Hold on. I didn't even tell you my favorite scary movie.
What is it?
So this has been watered down because they've done a bunch of stupid remakes, and then they're doing the chapter 1 and chapter 2. But my number 1 scary movie, and I'll give a reason why, The Strangers. The first Strangers. Not the weird chapter 1 or whatever stupid stuff they did. The first Strangers. That's my number 1 scary movie. You know why? Because it's not some entity or anything you got to believe in or not believe in. It's just some bored bleeping people. Some bored bleeping people, which that is the scariest thing to me. At the very end of that movie, why are you doing this? They're all bloody. Why are you doing this? And they answer, because you were home. Chills every single time. Every single time. We're doing this because you're home and we're bored. That's it. So you got to go. Now, they've diluted The Strangers, but that's my number 1, Kyle. Do you have a number 1?
Well, I'm not the biggest scary movie person. Based on the Rotten Tomato ranking, I think Rotten Tomatoes decided that movie was not good enough to qualify.
And they're being disrespectful. You know, it's another one that floats in between action and scary. I guess it's more creepy. Where are we putting The Purge?
I haven't seen it, so I can't really.
You never
give you
seen The Purge?
No, I kind of get it. I mean, like, oh God, what is The Purge about? I mean, I kind of get it.
You're saying you already saw it without seeing it?
I'm saying I kind of. Crime is legal for a day. I wonder what's going to happen.
That's a great plot, Kyle, but they've watered it down. Why are all these movies that I watch they water down? Just leave them.
Capitalism?
Just leave them. Well, Jurassic Park. I'm kidding. We accidentally had. I didn't even tell you this. We had Jurassic Park on, and again, understanding that my 2-year-old can truly see now, and my wife got kind of mad. She said, "Hey, can you turn this off? It's a big T-Rex. Like, can you turn it?" I was like, she likes animals.
That's not the vibe we're going for here.
She likes animals. All right, we're about to get into some NFL.
I didn't give mine. I guess.
There you go.
If we're counting It as a scary movie on this list, I love It.
Yeah.
I don't think that movie's very scary.
Okay,
but
I gotta watch the HBO show on that. Derry, Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's going back 28 years, I guess is the show. I don't know.
Yeah, we're always going back, going forward. There's always something. 916, we have a Dylan Cardwell fan here, hardcore fan. There's a place for Dylan Cardwell in the NBA. 916 also says, is there a reason he can't be on the floor? Because Draymond isn't an offensive guy. Good role players balance out a team. Everyone doesn't need to score 20 a game. Shaking my head. 916, I know you think you did something there. Comparing offensively, comparing Draymond Green to Dylan Cardwell, no disrespect, just told me everything I need to know. Come on now. Draymond Green, who could have won Finals MVP, if they had won that season and not blown the 3-1, Draymond Green prior to Kevin Durant that was dropping 15. I know he's got the jump shot, but come on, 916. Draymond Green is not Steph Curry offensively, but come on, 916.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
I'm not going to run him out the building because, again, Draymond was a second-round pick. I would make the point, though, that, like, you're hoping that Dylan Cardwell will be the greatest player development story of the 21st century, which is what Draymond Green kind of is. Like, someone's made a great point. No one's ever done more with less than Draymond Green in terms of physical gifts and abilities. So, yes, if Dylan Cardwell is an elite rebounder and defender at his size, maybe, just maybe.
I mean, look, if you look at it, to be fair to the 916, in 887. And this is also, by the way, this is with Draymond with being defensive player of the year and anchor for championship teams. But in 887 games, he's averaged 8.7 points per game, 6.9 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists, 45 from the field, 32 from three, 70 sounds like that's a Kings player. Draymond Green's three-point percentage, that's an average Kings player, by the way. 70% from free throw. The one thing I do want to just illustrate, though, prior to Kevin Durant's, and every year he's in the depoy. So this is not just, if you're going to be like that, you got to be depoy. A 4-time All-Star, okay? Shaking my head, by the way. 4-time All-Star. Let's see before KD arrived. KD arrived in 2016, 2017. Draymond, 14 points per game. In the first season, they won the championship. Draymond, 11.7 points per game. After KD arrived, Draymond, All-Star. That's when they had about 4 of them. 10 points per game. Draymond, next season, 11 points per game. And then after that, he goes into his singles, his triple singles. Don't get me wrong, but come on now.
He had 38 points in a finals game.
And you know what? This is a Halloween show, so you know it was a fan Friday as well. So we let the fans kind of take us everywhere we needed to go. Oh my goodness! At the buzzer, the 916. Allen, what about Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2? Is Jeepers Creepers 2 when they're on the bus, the high school, when they're in the middle of nowhere? That movie is also always on. That movie is 100% on right now somewhere.
25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I love Jeepers Creepers. 916 is Texas. How could I forget Jeepers Creepers? I love Jeepers Creepers.
It's kind of easy how you forgot.
No. You need to stop being disrespectful for Jeepers Creepers. Help me out with more of these lost, scary movies. We're losing recipes. Jeepers Creepers, oh my, when they're stuck on the bus and he sticks his hand or whatever, his beak in the top of it. I love Jeepers. They think they got him, and then the head. Oh, I love Jeepers Creepers.
I just can't move past that. Did you just quote Michael Irvin in that meme that we're losing recipes?
We are losing. I love Jeepers Creepers, man. It's not my number one. Number one's still The Strangers. We're going to get Whitey Gleason's number one. We still got to get to NFL. Whitey's going to help us with our picks today for NFL. He didn't know that, but now he does. And we got prop talk for the Niners. None of these guys play tomorrow. We'll see what we can find on the apps. Jeepers Creepers. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August, and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, hot dogs here. And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
People are coming from all over to have the best car buying experience at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And right now, it's their Drive in the Fall event, where you're going to get the lowest price guaranteed on your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. See for yourself at SacSuperstore.com.
Live and local
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
Spooky.
Joined by Whitey Gleason.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Costume scared me.
I know. Well, it should. It should. Joined by Whitey Gleason. Somebody brought up the ring. I got to be honest with you. I don't want to be this honest, but I got to be honest with you. That one slipped by from Amid Rock on the text line.
That is a creepy movie.
Yeah, I did not. I never saw The Ring. I think it was right after I saw Sixth Sense. So, yeah, I've seen all the memes of it, like Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3. Somebody said Scary Movie is some Scary Movie. They might be redoing it. My mom texts in, and she said, you were scared after seeing Sixth Sense, and I'm still mad about it. You would not go in the shower. Okay. Thanks, Mom. She also says...
Maybe that was Psycho she's thinking of.
No, she also says Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, and The Fog. She wants to throw those
John Carpenter's The Fog.
She's going more old school there. Okay,
yes,
Mom.
yes.
All right. Okay. The Birds. What was the other one? There was like a spider one.
Arachnophobia?
Yeah. Yeah. Those scary to you?
The Birds was when I was like really, really young, because that's an old movie. And then you get older and you watch and it's like it kind of doesn't end.
Yes.
And it's just sort of weird.
Somehow I saw The Birds, but not The Ring. And The Birds was not.
The Ring is.
Yeah.
The Ring is when it freaked me out, and I was coaching girls basketball at the time. I was coaching like fifth graders or something, and I'm talking to them about it, and they're going, that movie wasn't scary.
Oh, my goodness. What about Blair Witch Project? I never saw it.
Didn't see it. I know that
definitely
at the time, some people thought it was real.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, you never know, Whitey.
No, it was not.
By the way, Alan, Scary Movie 6 next year.
Told you.
With Marlon Wayans, Anna Faris, and Regina Hall.
We're going to do all this talk about it, then it's going to go straight to Peacock.
Paramount.
Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus.
I hate that.
It is
just go to the movies.
Paramount production. So yeah, probably gonna go straight to Paramount Plus.
You ever see the movie Hellraiser? We used to show that on
No,
Friday
but
Night
that
Theater.
picture.
That's a
that picture, man.
That was a scary movie.
No, I don't mess with that picture.
Okay.
And is that Needles?
Pinhead. Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, Needles. Yeah.
What was his real quick? What was his deal?
It's too hard to explain. He was like a monk of pain from another dimension of hell or something. But it was creepy.
It looks creepy.
Yeah, it's really it's pretty dark.
And that wasn't mentioned at all on that list.
That's another older one.
Neither was Strangers.
Now, are you, your brilliant costume, are you from the 80s?
I'm from the 80s.
Okay, because I think Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love that movie. I love that Hellraiser movie. And I love that Hellraiser movie.
Glad I didn't try that.
I think, in fairness to the list, no way to segue from that.
And I
Senor
love
that.
Segway strikes again.
Uh,
I love a good segue.
I will say, in defense to the what was I saying? Oh yeah, in defense to the list that we did earlier.
Yeah,
that's the Rotten Tomato ranking. So like, it's horror movies that have the highest Rotten Tomato rankings.
Right.
So you're doing movies that were bad, but you liked.
Look, man. What about Carrie? Was that scary?
Yes, at the
But they've done it like 4 times.
But the first one. Yeah, I've seen
about
the first
Omen. You ever see that?
No, but that just sounds creepy. Mm-hmm. You know, that just sounds creepy. Children of the Corn. A texter brings in a Children of the Corn.
Kids of the Cob, I call it. Kids of the Cob.
What about the one Signs? Was that scary? Signs
everywhere.
I saw
that
it,
was
but
a stupid ass
yeah.
movie. Swing for the fences, Meryl. That movie was stupid.
Whitey!
There were creepy parts of it, but it was dumb.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
They don't make them like they used to.
I mean, Alan, you're talking about the host of Fright Night Theater.
That's
He's got
true.
very strong opinions.
That's true. That's true. I forgot that Whitey, he had that show back in the day.
That's right. I got my shirt on.
Oh, and he's wearing the shirt.
Oh.
Halloween.
Unveiling it.
Zoom in on that. Alan, if you ever wanted to make a little bit of cash, you could grab that shirt, make some replicas. A lot of people have asked for Fright Night Theater shirts.
I would like one, Whitey.
What are you doing now? You're doing
I would
it.
like one, Whitey. I would like one.
Now you're just doing a cowboy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. All right, Pet Cemetery.
Right. He couldn't come out of the accent.
All right, now.
He meant to, but he couldn't.
Yeah, he meant to go back to Alan voice. He couldn't.
All right, now Pet Cemetery. That's coming in from 916.
Stephen King.
Kyle, let's get on over there. Let's go get to the NFL talk. Let's go get into that. We're doing prop talk. Okay.
I won my prop talk yesterday.
You did.
I won my prop. What do I earn?
You won.
Okay.
You
So
won.
what do I get?
My mother's still texting me. Mom, yeah, we got you. Okay.
I was just kidding.
No.
Alan's mom. When I said, she's thinking of Psycho, I was just kidding.
Oh, yeah. No. Trust me. That Sixth Sense, that scared the bejeebies out of me. It did. It wasn't a scary movie. I was 9.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty creepy.
I was 9. All right. I'm going to keep it simple because... Oh, wait. You changed the music.
I was confused. You said NFL.
Oh, I thought you were doing the NFL. Okay. Why are we doing the NFL?
We're doing a lot here. We're supposed to do this 2 segments ago.
I don't like it when you call me Whitey.
Whitey in that voice. I didn't think about that. That's funny.
Dang it, Whitey. Whitey, we got this NFL talk here.
Yeah.
And how we doing on this show here, Whitey?
Uh-huh.
We don't go over every game now here, Whitey.
Not every game.
No, Whitey. We only talk about the games that we find very interesting.
Alan, right now you have 90 seconds. So in 90 seconds, what games do you find
You were
most
great
interesting?
at Pulp Fiction, by the way.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm tired of these. Okay. All right. Cubs. Oh, no.
I'm tired of these Bills.
The Bears. The grown-up Cubs. The grown-up Cubs.
Uh-huh.
Cubs. Bengals. We care. No.
We only care about one game. It's Chiefs-Bills. Game of the week. Let's talk about Chiefs-Bills.
No, we still got time, Kyle. Whitey, Bears, Bengals, we care.
Bengals one of 7 home underdogs this Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, it's still Flacco. I'm interested.
Zach Geloff today on the Carmichael Davis Show said, if Flacco plays, I'm going with the Bengals. So I'm with Zach Geloff.
He might not play?
He's been hurt, yeah.
Oh, well,
So
he's just...
Back to Jake Browning.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's Jake, I'm sorry. Hey, shout out Sacramento area guy. Vikings, Lions, a return of J.J. McCarthy, who they've been hiding for a couple weeks now. I just think the Lions are rolling right now. 9.5. I feel so bad for Justin Jefferson. I mean, his diamonds do be dancing, so I don't feel that bad. But, yeah, I'm not watching this.
Okay.
Is
this straight up picks or are we doing the spread?
We normally do the spread.
Okay.
Carolina at Green Bay. I'm not watching that either. Here or there. Atlanta, New England. No Penix. I'll watch.
Okay.
I think the Patriots are going to win it,
Are
though,
we picking
Whitey.
winners or just saying if we're going to watch it?
He's just reading the schedule. That's the NFL preview.
Niners, Giants. I have to watch, so I'll watch. I don't want to, Whitey.
No, I want to watch.
Since we're on Niners Giants, prop talk. What do you got, Alan?
Prop talk.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to the rest of the
Yeah, then we'll
games.
go back to NFL. We also still have to do dogs.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, to do 4 things.
Look, Kyle, don't you worry about it here. Don't worry about it, Kyle. We got this thing. I am going to keep it simple, though, just because I don't think the Giants are very good. And by the way, I'm so annoyed with the whole, we were going to draft Cam Scatterboot. Stop it. I hate it when teams do that.
Yeah.
I hate it. You didn't. Just stop it.
I agree with you.
I can't stand that. But the Giants missing their heart and soul. Give me the just easy pick here, guys. Christian McCaffrey, 77.5 rush yards. I just think it's going to be a Niners extravaganza.
As Greg Papa, voice of the 49ers, said this morning, the Giants defense is trash. So I am not only going to double down on your McCaffrey point, 132 rush receiving combo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 132.5 total yards of offense for McCaffrey. Go with the over on that.
I'm taking Kendrick Bourne over on yards.
Doesn't even matter what it is?
What if is Brock possibly back? It
I
says
don't think
it
Brock's
says
back.
sensitive situation.
Yeah.
I know somebody said it might be happening, but
They ain't gonna let him play on that.
As long as it's Mac,
Yeah.
then Kendrick Bourne is the pick.
39.5 is your number.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's dropping a little bit. They better get in the first half because I think it's going to be all McCaffrey in the second. Now back to the name. Thank you, Kyle. There's my music. I mean, there are not a lot of games that matter. Denver at Houston. Houston.
That one matters.
Figuring some things out, but
Colts Steelers?
yeah, I guess. Colts. I just think the Colts are going to win, which is crazy. Colts Steelers, who you got, Whitey? Colts 3.5.
I got the Colts.
Okay, in
It's going to be a
Pittsburgh.
big weekend for the Ravens.
Yeah, Denver at Houston. Houston actually favored by 1.5. Give me Denver. Give me my boy Bo.
Oh, God. I'm not going to get to talk about Chiefs Bills, am I?
Yes, you are. All right. We'll skip over Saints and Shug and get Rattler back in there and against the Rams.
Shuck is starting this week.
Yeah, I know. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City Chiefs, 1.5-point favorites in Buffalo. Kyle, you're the Chiefs fan. What you got?
I am going with, it's time for dog segment. We ran out of time, Allen. No time.
We have time. We're going to finish dog segment, and then you're going to get in my ear and say, we still have a minute. Well, normally we have till 56, but unlike the morning show, I'm not going to bleed into your show, Whitey, because that would be, that's
You're
not
on a
something
roll
nice
here.
to do.
I don't want to get in the way of that.
All right. Let me start with my dog here. All right, and I'm going to go real nice and quick for you. I don't want Kyle to yell at me. The dog for today, I'm just going to keep hitting it until it actually happens. This is the DeMar DeRozan breakout game. I'm just going to keep saying it until it happens. DeMar DeRozan breakout game.
I pass. Currently there are no dogs on this team. I'm sorry.
Wow. Well, they should be 4-0 though. That's what. Yeah.
They've played 5 games,
but they're not ready. They're not ready.
They're 5-0
See,
now.
Kyle, now we're done early. All right.
Now, my dog of the game for this week, we need anyone with size tonight. So I call on you, all right, tomorrow. I call on you, Devin Carter. Anything. He's the tallest guard we have.
Guards. He's got the longest wingspan.
Yeah, so Devin Carter, can you guard Miles Turner? I think we need you to.
Yeah.
Devin Carter, dog of the game.
The memes that might come out of this game could be legendary, but hopefully the most important thing that comes out of that game is a Kings victory. Thank you to all the callers, texters, Sack chatters. Be safe this weekend as you are trick-or-treating, but be sure to enjoy yourself. Thank you to Kyle. Great job as always, even with some of his time constraints, if you will.
Yeah.
Whitey Gleason coming up. Whitey, you and Jay, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Whitey.
Unless you want to hang around there.
I got a lot going on here. The Drive Guys coming up next. Thanks for a great week, and until tomorrow's day after tomorrow and day after tomorrow, until Monday, secure the bag, light the babe.
Don't forget my podcast.
Beam Man signing off. Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3.